There was a bunch of attempted kidnappings on me and stuff when I was a kid.
We had a guy get caught in the locker room. He had been sending letters from the East Coast at every state as he got closer to California. I'm coming for you, I'm coming for you, I'm coming for you. So we had to hire security. All of us. And they freaking caught him in the darn locker room. The period before we were supposed to go into that locker room.
You know,
Tops Off World Tour starts up in September. Raleigh, Charlotte, Atlanta, Greenville, Evansville, Kansas City, Wichita, Dallas, Houston, Fresno, San Jose, Anaheim, San Diego, Morrison, Colorado, Vail, Hollywood, 2 shows, Jacksonville, Mobile, Abbotsford, Seattle, Portland, Milwaukee, Cincinnati, Nashville, Little Rock, Springfield, Philadelphia, Norfolk, Winston-Salem, Fairfax, Roanoke, Rest, I'm getting good. Anyway, New York, Massachusetts, Newark, Providence, and Albany, December 12th. There, 10th. Go. We're good. Start the podcast. Are you guys hat guys?
Yeah.
Oh, are we rolling? I could talk about hats forever.
Yeah, no, I know. Seriously.
So I have a really big head. My head's a size 8.
You're like him.
I have a big head.
How big?
I mean, I think it's probably 7.5, 8.
Yeah, dude.
Here, put this on. See if you see what you
No,
think.
he's seriously got
This is the
got
judge.
a massive noggin over here.
oh yeah, your head is
I'm
dwarfed.
fucking massive.
You have a
massive.
much larger head,
Wow.
sir.
Okay.
Yeah. So I used to have a hard time finding hats that fit me, and so all you could find was Red Sox, Yankees, Dodgers. That was it. That's all that had size 8 back in the day. Or if you went to a city, you could find it. But if you were looking for a size 8, those are the only ones I ever had. And then living in LA, you get caught up in conversations where everyone's like, "Oh, did you see the game last night?" And I'm like, "I'm not from Boston." It's kind of exhausting.
Yeah.
And then I started buying minor league team hats, and then minor league teams started sending them to me. And then there's this great company called Clink Room. Clink Room. I'm fucking this up. I met with this guy SF Grippy. He runs
SF
that.
Grippy?
That's
I
his
feel like you're
nick.
telling a Quentin Tarantino movie.
No,
Yeah, I
no.
know.
Grippy and Clink Room. What the hell? Like, what the heck?
Grippy came to me and I
Yeah.
said,
I said, I got an 8 head, big head. I need a hat. Like, what the
"Don't
hell?
fuck with Grippy."
Yeah, Grippy. What the
Perfect.
Grippy started sending me hats from this place called the Hat Club. Hat Club is cool.
Yeah.
It's like, and then this place, Clink Room.
Jelly
If
of
I'm
the
not
Month Club?
what's that?
Jelly of the Month Club.
It
The gift
is.
that keeps
It
on
is.
giving.
Yeah.
Every month they just send
Every
you
month
a-
they send you a new hat, and you're like,
Yes.
oh yeah, and you're like, and they're cool
Right.
hats that no one has. And then
That's
this place,
really
place
cool.
Clink Room. If I'm not mistaken, what they do is they have artists who submit artwork like this, like that no one has.
Fun.
That go, and then they submit them,
Royalty
and then
free
Clink Room will
type
put it
stuff.
up, and then if people purchase it, they'll make the hat, and then they'll sell the hat to those people.
Very cool.
Yeah, and so Clink Room, I'm just obsessed. So whenever when they'll put new releases on Friday, I just go and buy all of them, and then Clink Room's also pretty cool. They send me a lot, but yeah,
That is awesome.
my business manager told me
Watch out for those.
Yeah, how long have you had this business manager?
Well, here's the thing. We got
to a few
here's
of
the thing.
them.
We got
Wait,
into
for
trouble.
real?
Well,
Probably.
You kidding?
Hold on.
Horse.
Let's explain it.
Watch out for those fucking guys.
Wait.
I've had a few of them.
Let's explain. We
Where's
came up
this?
as kids,
Where did
right?
this account go?
Yeah. So you got to be careful.
You invested
Like
our money
man.
where?
Yeah. What the fuck? What? Wait a minute. No. There were 3 accounts.
Yeah.
3. I don't think so. Yes, there were.
Yeah.
Not in our spreadsheet. Okay.
No, you got to be careful. We were kids,
My
right?
business-
So
Yeah.
we didn't learn because we had a business
We
manager.
went 2
we
decades
didn't
without
learn.
having any clue what a bill
So they
was.
knew that we had no idea what was going in and out of our accounts, so we got taken advantage of by
For
these
sure.
people.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
For sure.
holy
Yeah,
shit.
we had to learn the hard way.
About everything.
the hard one.
I'm still learning the hard way about things.
Yeah.
I make it a point. I almost prefer the hard way, I think. I don't know why. I just keep doing it to myself.
I prefer the hard
yeah,
way.
I think I do.
How many times have you been married?
Well, you know. No, I was
so true, dude.
this is. Yeah, it was yeah. Well, this, 3. But you know what? I don't know. That's just. I got married very
He's
young.
a hopeless
first time
romantic
around.
over there.
Hopeless romantic. That's, yeah.
I digress.
Yep, I digress. I like your watch.
Well,
Yeah.
thank
Is there
you,
a
thank
clink
you.
room for that? Can they just give like a monthly watch?
Yeah.
I love. That's my favorite one.
Oh, that's I
love
just
it.
got this week. You should see my wife's. We got it this weekend.
I love it.
Thank you
The
very
Ever
much.
Rose.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect, dude.
We it's it's a stupid story, but like my
No.
wife doesn't spend money. She she can buy houses, but she
Right.
doesn't spend stuff on herself. And we were in Vegas doing a show, and I have a great friend, Christina, who sells Rolexes out there.
Can she hook us up?
Yep.
Really?
Another
Buddy,
contact.
buddy.
Dude.
But The last person I did this to.
Honestly, that's my favorite watch. I love Rolexes.
When are you in Vegas next?
I don't know.
Next
we can
weekend?
literally
Yeah.
go. Guys, road trip.
I'll set you up with Christina. She
Okay.
is Christine. I think it's Christine. I'm saying Christina because Tom called her Christina on the phone.
I get it.
Christine.
Tom Cruise?
Tom Segura.
okay.
It's a big letdown.
Yeah.
But
Tom Cruise, no. Segura.
no, Segura.
Okay.
Tom Cruise, no Selleck.
Selleck, yeah.
But Christine, usually what happens is when we go to Vegas, Christine will just pick out a watch for me and Tom, and then when we go in, it'll be the one we buy.
Oh, God,
I'm gonna make you fucking crazy right now because, and this is a little inside watch stuff, but so one of the hardest Rolexes to get is the Panda, right?
Absolutely.
And so my wife got me one for my birthday. She went through a broker, overpaid, but it's what I wanted. My wife said, you know what? It's what he wanted. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get it for his 50th, my 50th birthday.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so
I'm not too far away from that, man.
Really?
Yeah, 47.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, how old were you? How old were you when you did Give Me a Break?
I was 5. Well, almost 6. Yeah.
Wait, so I was like 10?
Yeah. That makes sense. Well, how old are you now?
50.
Oh yeah, no.
We
So
just
yeah.
talked about
So
that.
yeah, that's right. No, so you were like, wait. So you were like, yeah,
short-term
you're only
memory
like
is,
3 years older than me. So yeah.
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 I had such a crush on, was the character's name
Nell
Samantha?
Carter?
Which
Sam?
the youngest one? The brunette or the blonde?
The one with braces?
Oh, that was the youngest one. Yes.
I had such
Oh, that's
a crush.
funny. Laura Jill Miller
Really?
played that.
Can
Played
you
that
can I
part.
see what she looks like now?
I don't know what she. I haven't.
Laura Jill Miller. Let me
Yeah,
see,
there was
guys.
it was Lori Henler, Laura Jill Miller, and Kari Michelson.
Oh,
So-
Kari was great.
Kari is great. She's
Yeah.
great. She's still such a great lady. And
What was that name again?
Lori
Laura
Jill.
Jill Miller.
Lori.
Yeah, I believe it's. Yeah, she actually ended up doing a lot of
Jill.
voiceover
There
work,
she
if I'm
is,
not
there she
mistaken.
Oh, you got it.
But I haven't kept up with these people, so I'm not really positive. There she is.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was the youngest one with braces.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
wow.
Oh yes.
She's-
Oh my
She's
gosh.
still beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
that.
still got great. She was, man. I had, that was the
Yes.
first, that's when you realize you're straight.
Yeah.
When you're like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm focused on her.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
I
watched
know.
that.
I'm tuning in, man.
God.
Can't miss an episode. Why? I don't know.
Each of you are worth a fucking podcast alone.
Aw.
And I'm being serious. Your careers are fucking. I mean, it's so astounding. Like I say this with respect. My assistant has no idea who you guys are,
Perfect.
and I'm like, we walked in here and everyone's like, how is that even fucking possible? And then you go, you didn't see Mrs. Doubtfire? And he's like, of course I did. I go, you know the kid in there? And he goes, yeah. I go, it's one of them. Wait, you didn't see this? He's like, of course I did. And you're like, but my
That's
generation was,
Mhm.
like I was saying this, in college, me and my buddies, ironically, started doing the whoa.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Ironically, because
crazy.
we're not supposed to be watching Blossom.
Right now.
And then I mean, it's not supposed to be like
No.
what
The college
yeah.
guys. So no,
Yeah.
probably not. No.
But then, unironically, we are the dudes going, whoa, it's spring break to guys who don't know. And they're like,
funny.
you guys watch Blossom? And we're like, and then you forget that's where it comes from.
Right.
But it becomes your thing. Like, you're fucking taking ecstasy and you're like, whoa. it was that's right. But I mean, it's crazy that like the little things like that permeate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your family has permeated so much of the cultural unconscious.
Oh, that's really cool, man.
We're sorry.
But
Yeah,
and that's
it
why
is.
that's why I'm so
apologize.
excited you guys are doing a podcast.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
man.
Is like when I saw it, I went, oh fuck yes.
That's so cool, dude. That means a lot.
Yeah,
you guys
I
have,
appreciate
an,
that.
open, you
Yeah,
guys
that's
have an
huge.
openness about you that I think is like odd because you get some but you get some like when you just talking about business managers.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get some people that are a little tight-lipped.
Oh, yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
and you don't like they want to represent themselves some way.
I know.
Like I've seen that with celebrities
I know.
where they're like, I'll give you my narrative. As
Yeah, of
opposed
course.
to
Well, they
Yeah,
all
the
have it. A
truth.
lot of them have narratives,
Yeah.
and the crazy thing is, unfortunately, today, there is. It really is. There's a genuineness that I believe has to come through if you're ever going to connect with people. You got to be yourself,
Yeah.
And again, that doesn't mean you have to be some oversharer, but you have to be genuine with what you say.
For
If you say
sure,
something,
yeah.
Yeah.
whatever you say or feel comfortable saying, it has to be genuine, what comes out of your mouth. If it's a narrative, I feel like today, especially with social media and how engaged people are, dude, like this now.
They catch it.
You can't mask that anymore. There's no publicist that's going to save your ass.
It
because
sucks
the genuineness
so
comes
bad.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten into so many places where I go, okay, I know that telling the truth has been my thing.
Yeah.
And then I tell the truth and then I regret it.
Yeah.
And I lay in my bed and I go, why did I do that?
Yeah.
I should never, like, I've said things and I say things casually that'll upset my wife. And I go, I'm just talking.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
dude,
No.
we were just talking about that like a week ago because with the podcast and because we rely on comedy a lot, you got to draw from your life and you have to make these parallels between all these things. And then family members get upset because you're like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, I talked about my daughter's period on Conan.
Oh,
shit.
That was a big one. That was a big one.
I have 3 daughters. They're great. I have 17, 13, and 6 months.
17, 13.
Six
So I
months.
got 19, 17, and that's it. It's
Okay.
6 months.
Yeah, see, that's that harder road
Fuck.
thing we were
No, the
talking
hard
about.
way.
Is it okay? So I've wanted a baby like for the past probably 5 years, 6 years. I've been
Okay.
like, I wish we could have a baby. I wish we'd have a baby.
Right.
What is it like?
You know, man, it's so different because the first time around, I wasn't like young, but I was 29, right? So, is a whole different perspective, visiting it from this point, it is very different. It's very different. You enjoy certain things much more. Other things you find that you don't have the patience that you did because it's you've been through it,
Yeah.
So revisiting those things don't.
Like, I don't need to give her a bath. I've given baths and I don't remember them. They're not things that stick out. That would be so funny. I'd go through and go, I'll tell you the things I remember from the first 2, and I'm just going to do that shit. I don't remember getting up with her in the middle of the night, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, oh my
Exactly.
gosh, that's great. Yeah,
That's
I mean,
funny.
it really is different, and there's a lot more responsibility, when the first time around, the first one, especially, like, that is the responsibility. Like, there is nothing else. You don't have 2 older ones. You don't have, it's much different. It's much different, but it's really cool and it's a blessing and she's awesome and she's super cool. She's amazing.
So
She's amazing.
cute.
Now, how are your oldest, your other 2 cool
Yeah.
with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are. Look, everything in life is a transition, right? So, when you go through these new things, I mean, it's just, there are always hiccups and bumps in the road. Life is a bumpy fucking journey. And I tell my girls that all the time. I was like, listen, I know you're not going to like it. You may not like it. That's life. Sometimes, most of life you're not going to like, but that's the journey. Like the alternative is you don't get to be on the bumpy ass up and down journey.
Yeah.
And then you're in the ground. So I take the bumpy journey because I always try to, I always preach this. Like I am a happy person and I try to be positive all the time. That's it. The alternative is I'm angry and I'm negative. And
All the
negativity
time.
just
Yeah.
breeds negativity. You complain about shit, it breeds more complaining.
Yeah.
You stay
Bro.
positive about something and you talk about what you like and things make you happy. It's like, why are you so happy? Why does music make me happy? I put on a song, it makes me happy. If I'm in a bad mood, I literally can put on Jump by Van Halen and I feel better. That's it.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. And honestly, it pisses some people off. They go, "There's no way you're just masking it." I'm like, "No, I'm genuinely happy. I'm actually happy. My default is happy."
You can and you can choose to
It's
go
a
to
choice.
the darkness. You
Yeah,
can
of course,
choose,
man.
Dude, it's so easy. It's so easy to do.
I have buddies comics who will like get on Reddit and read things about themselves, and I go, I will never do that.
No
way.
I went to the Reddit office to do an Ask Me Anything for my movie, and I was like, I'm afraid to go in here. Like I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be QAnon, like a bunch, and it was regular people. And then what's crazy is they were like, I go for real, how bad's my Reddit? And they go, it's not that bad. And I went, really? And they go, compared to other people, it's not that bad. And I think it's because I don't go on Reddit.
Yeah.
So I don't feed it.
You
Right,
don't.
Sure.
You don't feed it.
It's
You don't
true.
put energy where you don't want energy. That's it. I really believe in that. Look, there is many people out there that hate me, that like me for sure.
Why would?
But that's it. I don't care.
I can't understand.
You can't care. I don't really care.
I can't understand how someone could hate you guys. Like
Well, I appreciate that. I love you, man. But there are definitely people that hate us for sure.
for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. Oh,
There's some
yeah.
haters.
Yeah.
Of course, there's
But,
always going to be some
But
haters.
you know what's cool is that you don't put any energy on that stuff. And then what happens is, to your point, when we post these videos on social and stuff like that, and there's thousands and thousands of comments, most of them really are great because you don't feed the machine that just there's the hate, and then they end up defending you. Like we have
Yeah.
such amazing fans and stuff that they defend us. I don't ever
cool.
step into that because I figure if that person's going to sit there and just spew this vitriol, like
It
I'm not
actually
gonna
goes
feed
further
fire.
than that. It actually goes further than that. In the last year or so, I've actually flipped, and I actually have compassion.
I go
for these
after
people.
them. What?
No,
No.
I have compassion for these people.
I destroy them. I hunt them down like pigs.
No, but think
What?
about
Oh
it.
my
I've
God.
had friends find out where people live.
Oh my God.
gosh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard stories of it, and I just go, "Why would you do that?" Like,
Yeah.
I also think. I
You
really
got more to lose than them, dude. Don't do it. I always
Yeah.
tell that with road rage. Hey, man, we have more to lose than them. Don't follow them.
Yeah,
Just let them
that's
go.
bro.
Let 'em go, bro.
Road rage is like a next level where I explain to my daughter, "You never get
Ever.
into shit with
Yeah.
people. They can follow you."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, I accidentally cut somebody off, and I will admit this. I accidentally cut off this much older man. But I swear to God, this guy was probably 85, 90, and not in very good shape. I've seen some kick-ass 85-year-olds, but this guy
Yeah.
was like the stereotypical old man. He got out of his car and starts pounding on my window and like challenges me to a fight. I swear to God, this older guy. I've
told this story before. There was one guy that we used to live on a street that was one way, but there was a parking lot kind of that you could sneak and get out. It was by Starbucks. It's really complicated, but
Starbucks is
technically
complicated,
it was one way.
Okay.
So I was walking the girls to school one day, and I had a water bottle with me, like so it is a weapon.
Right.
But this guy,
Those Hydro Flask will
yeah.
kick someone's ass.
if you hold it
I mean,
right, you can beat the fuck out of
This is
someone.
my
almost
water
like-
bottle.
You can beat the fuck out
Yeah,
of someone.
you
I
know?
think of that there are two things I don't fuck with: a dude with a Hydro Flask or a guy with adult braces.
yeah.
you go.
Oh,
A
yes.
guy with adult braces.
Oh, my
that
God.
story, it means his parents didn't care about his teeth when he was a kid. He's trying to fix his life together. He's like, I can do this, man. It starts with my smile. I'm gonna be more likable. And then now you're gonna fuck with that guy who goes, I got nothing to fucking lose.
It's true. I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
it's-
Just get into my teeth.
Yeah. Just get into my teeth. I haven't started therapy yet.
Exactly. That's right. That's right. That's
Starts
right.
with my
Oh,
teeth.
boy.
That's right. All right. So you were at Starbucks. And what were you doing?
No, I was walking the girls to school
Yes.
With a weapon.
and with a weapon.
Right.
I was with Leanne, and this guy flies out. He's in my neighborhood. I know he's older man, flies out and almost not almost hits us, but gets close enough where we're like, yo, what the fuck? And then he stops his car and he's like, do you have something to say?
Yeah.
Gets out.
Oh,
And I'm
see?
like, I could beat the fuck out of this guy.
Yeah.
He's like probably 67. And I'm like, hey man, it's a one way. And he goes, I live in the neighborhood. And I was like, yeah, I know. But I'm walking my kids to school and you almost hit us. He goes, I didn't almost hit you. Get fucking mind your own business. And he gets in his car. But he lights up, right? 2 weeks later, I see him and his wife, and he's had a stroke.
Oh.
And he's it might have been longer than 2 weeks, but in the story I tell you, it's 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I like the 2 weeks for
Yeah, I
the
do
story.
too.
It's like,
Yeah.
wow, it's very poignant.
I'll make it even better. She's got that holding belt on him. No, she's
Oh, my
not.
God.
No.
He's slobbering.
He's slobbering.
Yeah.
He's got bags of
He's got a
urine. Oh, my
chalkboard
God.
around his neck,
Oh,
and he's
no.
just riding.
Oh, my God.
No, for real. For real.
I live in the
Oh,
neighborhood. You bastard. See?
Venti.
Yes.
latte.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
But
oh, my God.
he
Oh, my
the
God.
point is he had a stroke, right?
Wow.
He's walking with his wife and he's doing rehab, and I see the guy and I go, wow.
God.
In my head, I went, so that's where all the anger gets you.
Yes.
Like ultimately,
Yeah, dude.
if you carry that shit around,
Heck yeah.
Yes.
you fucking that's where you go.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And life
100%.
is stressful enough. You
I
don't need
almost-
to carry any extra energy or anger around with
Life
you.
is stressful.
Dude,
enough.
it just is, and there's always something.
Have you seen-
Even
wait,
when
hold-
you have
sorry
all
to
the money in the world, there's always something. There's stuff. Letters show up. Things. What is this? What is this? Something I didn't handle. How did this? What do you mean we didn't handle this? What is this?
For some
Invoice,
reason-
some collections thing. Whatever it is, somebody's got something you didn't pay. Somebody goes
Yeah.
somewhere. You're like, there's stresses every day you don't expect.
When
So
you
just
said-
don't create them. There's
when
no
you
reason.
said 2 weeks later, I thought the story was going to go that you hit his wife and him.
Oh.
You ran them right over. Revenge
I
is
beat
sweet.
the fuck out of his wife.
Oh my God.
You know?
I was with a psycho one time.
Oh my
I was with a
gosh.
psycho one time. A psycho friend of ours, a psycho. And,
my gosh.
And
What's his
and
name?
I'm not gonna say. I'm not even gonna
Okay.
fucking hint to it. And so
He probably knows.
and so I think one of you guys did a movie with him.
Really?
And so
Well, it's broad,
Yeah.
so we'll
Wow.
narrow it
And
down.
so
Wow.
and so I'll tell you the name. We'll edit it out. But it's late night. We're out. We're smoking a joint. We're outside the school, and there's an older man, and maybe we're being loud. I don't know. Maybe we're being loud. But we're talking, and I think we're outside his car, and there's music playing. But we're like just wrapping up our night. We're so high that he's dropped me off at the wrong place.
Oh, God. This is it.
But-
Thanks. Perfect.
And so
Put a new coat of paint on it since we left a couple hours ago, but I like it.
But this is the
not
way
your
his
house.
mind works. So this old man comes out of his house. He goes, "Hey, moving along. And my buddy's like, we're going, cocksucker. We're going.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Wait, does he normally talk like this, or did he
We're
put
going
on an
to
accent?
Choose a Boston accent
Yeah.
for some
No,
reason.
one of you guys did a movie with him.
Okay.
And so
we're going to the card.
so we're finishing up the joint, and the guy goes, the old man's in the house and goes, "You're still looking for a fucking problem? Because I'll solve your problem if you don't fucking move along." And Joey Diaz goes, "I know where you fucking live."
Oh my God.
And the guy goes, "Huh?" And he didn't realize. He's like, "I know now where you live. You're never gonna sleep good. You're never gonna sleep good.
You're never gonna be safe.
I know where you fucking live."
Oh,
That's good.
And
my God.
we're finishing our goddamn joint.
Oh my God.
And then he goes,
Oh.
"Get in the car, cocksucker."
Oh,
And he goes,
my
"A
God.
fucking guy like that, he doesn't know. I now know where the fucking guy lives.
Oh, my God.
He's never gonna sleep right. He's
Oh,
never
my
gonna sleep
God.
right. I'll beat him with a coat hanger. Let me tell you something. You always have a coat hanger in the back of your car, cocksucker. And in the dark, you can't see it. So you don't know what's hitting you."
Oh, yeah.
Joey Diaz, who did a movie?
wireless.
The Easter Bunny movie?
Joey Diaz. Did I do it with him?
Yeah, I think it was you, Joe.
Did I?
Sounds like you,
Probably.
buddy.
I didn't do it.
Easter
Why?
Bunny
Just because it's
movie.
Easter?
Yeah, I didn't do any
Yeah,
holiday
it sounds
Easter
like you.
movie.
You're a jerk.
But Joey Diaz said, you come at him with a coat hanger at night, opened up. You open up a coat hanger, and they never see it, and they don't know what's happening.
That's
Wow.
kind of cool.
But that's the way Joey's brain works. And so, like, you go,
Oh wait,
I'm gonna-
it was me.
No. You
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah,
Well done.
Look, he's like, this
Yeah.
is you,
Yeah,
Joe,
that was
and
me.
it's me. Look
Got
at
it.
that.
Yes, I remember
Yeah.
that. I remember now.
Joey Diaz is the
Yeah.
fucking best.
Wow.
He is the
I was
Best.
only there for like 2 days. That's why, but I
He is
remember
the
him for sure,
best.
yeah.
Wow.
But like, you're never gonna match evil with evil, right?
Never
You're
gonna
never
do
gonna. Someone's gonna out fucking psycho you.
Of course.
Yes.
Someone's
It's true.
gonna. That's why I don't fucking throw Molotov cocktails online at people, because you
No,
go, there's
no.
always a dude who's like, I'll take one further.
Heck
Yes.
I'm gonna. I don't mind getting as dirty as possible.
It's just not worth it. It's just
Yeah.
not
No.
worth it. Like that old expression. And our dad used to say this to us. There's always somebody with more to lose than you. You know what I mean? That's it. Like they don't care. There's they
Well,
don't.
when you're up against someone like that, you
yeah,
have to-
but there's always somebody like that out
Yeah.
there that just doesn't care.
So what were your parents like? Were they normal people?
Yeah.
Very
Oh
normal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very normal.
Your mom is your manager. Your dad was like an engineer or something.
My dad,
Insurance.
my mom was a school
Life-
teacher. My dad
Policy,
was
okay.
insurance,
Yeah.
and then my mother started to basically manage us when I started working, and then
Yeah.
and then obviously the
And
guys
you-
folded into that.
were
And then
you guys living in LA at the time?
no, Pennsylvania. We're from Philly.
You're from Philly?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes total fucking sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes total.
yeah, we're East
fucking
Coast guys,
sense.
man. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not.
Dude.
Yeah.
You guys
so-
are just Delco guys.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
we're
wait,
tri-state area fellas,
yeah.
you know. So we don't. I don't. I mean, we've been out in LA for a while. We went back and forth. We didn't officially even sell our house, in Philly till like '96. So
98, bro.
Oh, 98. That's
When I
right.
turned 18.
That's
when I
right.
sold
That's
it.
right. That's
Yeah.
exactly
Really?
right. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
wait, does wait, hold on, what was my question? And it's so good.
I don't know. I just keep thinking about Christina or Christine with the Rolexes. That's what I'm.
Oh,
Sorry. Anyway, we'll get to it. Go back to your question. Sorry.
So wait, so this the weird question is like, and this is weird as an adult say to other adult men,
Okay.
but you guys were so fucking cute.
Okay.
Like you guys were you were like kidnappable children.
Okay.
Like you were
Yeah.
like astoundingly cute kids.
Somebody
And
tried to
coquettish
kidnap.
and like adorable. Was it just walking around Philly and people like, this kid's adorable? That like by the 100th time your mom's like, all right, let's get him into acting.
I think for me, it was.
It's
It's actually similar.
There's something about that that's very, very
I
true.
think
Go
it
ahead,
was
Joe.
and this is again, I mean, I remember it vaguely because I do remember like loving the Donnie and Marie Osmond show, right? When I was a little
Yeah.
kid. Okay. So I would be able, and I guess it like, whatever, my mom's told me the story and we have video of it, but it's very grainy and it was in that old camcorder where you had to put the microphone in front,
Yeah.
And I started singing like Saturday Night Fever, like Staying Alive at like, I don't know, 17 months or 18 months or something like this. And so I always had an affinity to perform, love singing. I told her I wanted to be in the TV, right? I wanted to do what they did.
Yeah.
So by like 5 and I was tap dancing and stuff. And so I took tap lessons and I was singing and stuff at the house and was taking tap lessons. And then my mom, I guess we were in some mall and there was a picture contest and they said, if you enter in the picture contest, and to your point, she was like, he's really cute, but put him in the picture contest. My mom was like, no. And she was like, yes. And whoever wins, we send the headshot to an agent in New York and you get a meeting with an agent. So I guess my mom, just being young, she was very young, just said, okay. And I won. So I won the pitch contest.
The King of Prussia Mall?
It was it was something like that.
It was Abington. I think it was.
It was I forget the mall. Mom would know.
Yeah,
it was
Willow Grove.
No, it wasn't Willow Grove. It was
Grove?
another one. It was one with Wanamakers. It was one off the main line there. I don't remember the name of the mall, but
off the main line over by Bryn Mawr.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, this is so crazy.
So I won. Went to New York. Met with the agent. And I didn't know how to read. They gave me this massive script to this monologue for commercial and
for a second I was like, you're illiterate?
No, yeah.
And I was like, I forgot you were a child.
I still don't know how to read.
I didn't know how to read.
I mean, I couldn't read like that, I was reading like C Spot Run, and this was like
You just uncovered Joey Lawrence is still
That's great when you tell a story and you leave out a detail. Like if you're telling this, and some of my first audition, they give me the script and I don't know how to read, right? and the person's like, oh my God, you're like, I was 5.
Yeah. So, and my mom said, oh my God, okay. So she said, listen, try to remember this. And she gave me the first line from this big speech. And I recited it back to her instantly. She said, all right, let's try that. And within 20 minutes, I had the whole thing memorized. She just read it to me and I memorized it. So that was it.
So I hate that I take things back and tell you my story about me. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Do it.
No.
I
want to know.
But I'm saying this
Believe
for people.
me, if you're ever on our pod, we'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
We always bring it back to us.
Yeah.
Just inadvertently, we start, how did we get back to us? Oh, wait a minute. This is what we do. No, but
memorizing, I've never been able to memorize. And then when I did this movie, it was someone reading it back to me. And then I was like, oh, I got it. Yeah. And I was like, fuck, why didn't I just do that in school?
Right.
But you never.
Isn't it amazing?
There's other ways to learn than.
There is, bro.
Yeah.
But
it's audible, it's writing. That's why if you're studying for something.
And if you block it out for me.
Yeah.
Once you block it for me, I'm like, oh, I know what to say now when I stand over there.
Right. Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yes.
And so then did that meeting, is that the inception, the taking the blue pill where everything changes for everything for the whole family?
I think so because I went back in and I guess I crushed it and they sent me out on a national audition. I know, I guess. They sent me out on my first national commercial audition and we had to, it was a crazy process because my dad was working. So my mom and I with Matt, Matt
You're
was
not born yet.
Andy was not born. This is before Andy. I was 5 and I was literally just past 5. Matt was 1. So my mom had him in a stroller. We drove to Trenton, took the train from Trenton into the city, went to this commercial. It was a cattle call with 1,500 kids.
It was different back then, man.
Wait,
They used to line you up.
And this is also when New York's dangerous as fuck.
Oh, it was.
My mom got robbed. She got thrown into a trash can.
Oh, my mom got robbed twice when we were there with her, little kids.
Yeah.
I chased the guy down the block. He threw in a trash can. I ran after him, I guess, at 5.5. So, and then, long story short is, not to bore everybody, I got the commercial, right?
Yeah.
So I got my first commercial and it was a national spot. And then that first year and a half, I did 50, which is crazy. So, and then Carson's was his producers because I was doing Tylenol commercials and Zest soap and Tonka trucks and Kool-Aid and all these big commercials. Cracker Jack, which was my first one, and they saw it. And I had to audition for the Tonight Show. And then I sang and tap danced on Johnny's desk in his office. And they booked me the next Friday night. And then I was supposed to just do one song and have an interview. I had 2 songs prepared with Doc Severinsen in the band. The first part of the interview went so well. Johnny said, I'm going to bring you back after commercial. I was on there for 13 minutes, which, as you know, is massive amount of time on prime time. You're lucky if you're on there for 4 minutes.
Especially back then.
Right. Because Johnny had, Joan Rivers came out on her knees afterwards and said, there's no way I can follow that kid. And then NBC, we got home. We flew home from LA, whatever it was, the next day, Saturday. Monday, we had a voicemail from Brandon Tartikoff at NBC saying, we'd love to sign this guy to an overall little deal and put him in something. I did a couple of pilots, and then they finally put me in a show that had just been picked up called Give Me a Break, and that's how it worked. I did a pilot with Sherwood Schwartz, who created, Brady Bunch and Gilligan's Island. He had a script with Bob Denver called Scamps, which was about a bunch of rascal kids.
It was great. It was
great. And then that didn't go. And then Ron Howard was directing a pilot called Little Shots, which had Soleil Moon Frye and Chunk from Goonies and all these kids in it. And he directed that, crushed it. And that didn't go because it was literally Goonies before Goonies, but for TV.
God. I know.
And then they finally found, they had a show, they thought, you know what? We want to add a little kid, like a little Jerry's kid, an adopted kid, throw him into this family. And that was Give Me a Break. And then that started my tenure over at NBC for a long time. So
that is insane. Can you pull up a picture? I think I've seen that Carson interview.
Oh,
I just want to see. I want people so we can put it on screen just to understand what kind of little kids you guys were.
Well,
Because it's really hard. Like you guys are. I as you guys walked up the driveway, because this office is all women, and I go hunk alert.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
But like you were like the most like it's hard to understand. Did you have any frame of reference? And I put this to all of you, but was there ever any pressure? Was there ever any stress? Was there ever any like a sense of accomplishment of like, man, I killed it on Carson? Or was it kind of like,
No, was never like that.
No. You know, I didn't feel pressure. The only pressure I felt was to nail lines.
Yeah,
and
that was the pressure.
Once we got into the show, and because I was still learning how to read, and we were at table reads, and back then, like if you didn't do your job, like you were
You got
fired,
fired off a
or
table
they just
read.
cut all your shit. You know,
that happened all the way up until there's famous stories about that happening to people.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could get fired on a table read.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
you can. Like,
I've been a part of it. I was sitting at a table with some really great, Adam Sandler and all these great people. And it was like a buddy thing between these two guys. And he was a great actor. And I'm not gonna say he's a great actor, funny guy. He just didn't prepare for the table.
well, he
read.
wasn't ready. You know,
And they freaking cut him. Like literally
Oh,
after
really?
table read, they came out. They're like,
I didn't know you were supposed to prepare for table reads.
Wow,
I've
man.
never prepared for table
So
reads.
much-
I
I know,
just go in
dude.
and read it.
If we didn't get jokes, you lose your jokes.
You'd lose your jokes.
That's
too.
the thing. Like
Yeah.
they would give another act. They
Yeah,
move
you-
shit around because
Really?
you would, yeah.
Oh,
As
yeah,
a little
they're
kid, if
they're
you
looking to
didn't nail
mind the
your
funny,
joke,
and if you don't bring the
gone.
funny,
Yeah.
they got to find the funny. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Fucking crazy.
So
Yeah.
you
That
know,
was where the pressure comes in.
So the
Totally,
pressure,
yeah.
I did feel that, especially because, believe it or not, a few episodes of Give Me a Break we did live. So they went out live to the East Coast.
Live,
And by the way, back
my
then,
God.
I mean, Give Me a Break became a very big hit show. And for several of the years, it was top 15. And, you're talking like top 15 back then was like, 38 million people a week were watching that show. So because the number one show at the time was Cosby and it was getting 58, So it's just tremendous amount of people watching.
No one
So-
will ever. No one will ever be able to quantify. Meaning, listening to this, they will never be able to quantify how many people that is.
Yeah.
Like
I know.
that. Because I remember when I did like a Last Comic Standing. It was I want to say I did season 2. This is back when this people got still got ratings. I want to say it was 13 million viewers saw that episode.
Which is
great.
huge, which is fantastic.
That 13 million viewers means the next day I was recognized by almost everyone at the airport.
It's true.
Wow.
It's true.
What was your numbers on Give Me-
36.
36 million means everyone in America knows who you
Well,
are.
even Blossom, I mean, the Blossom Fresh Prince hour, when we were on there for those 6 years, that hour averaged 28 million. Just averaged.
I mean,
28 million.
you were a before there was a meme, you were a meme.
Yeah,
you were like
pretty
you were
much.
you were
It's
like
true.
I mean, and then I mean it's
It's a good point, man.
it's true. It's like
It's interesting.
I often think they created fucking Joey from Friends on you.
Oh, that's funny.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a whole
That's funny.
story there.
That's funny.
They brought the cast of Friends
over.
to see Blossom.
To watch him do his character because that character was missing a few elements that he needed to get from
I
this
I
guy.
think what I was able to tap
Yeah.
into was
God.
playing sort of a girl crazy guy and being adult, right? Not being intellectually gifted. I just innately brought an innocence to that character because I was a very innocent dude, actually. And
Yeah.
because I was young, right? I wasn't like the 90210 stuff where they were playing 17, 18, but they were like in their 20s.
Yeah.
I actually, when I was on Blossom and when Blossom began, I was 13 and I was 13.
So you looked older.
I looked older, but I
Yeah.
was 13. So I brought an innocence to the girl crazy stuff, right? So when I had to say stuff like, "Dad, did you see the boobs on that girl?" It was not like check out the knocker. It was this. It was not a lecherous thing. It was an innocent thing. It was with like wonderment, right?
Yeah.
So and it's true when they were creating Friends and Warren Littlefield, who was running NBC at the time, said, "Listen, we got to have a 25-year-old version of Joey Russo because this guy's the biggest character on TV for what he does, right?"
Yeah.
So what they did was, and I believe, and Matt LeBlanc did great work with that, but I believe what happened was that they were, in their pilot, with their chemistry reads, and they had set the cast, but they wanted Matt to be inspired because they didn't want it to be too slimy. It had to be innocent. He had to have an innocence about him.
Because there's a way to make that character creepy.
Oh, super creepy.
For
Super creepy. Like stalkerish weird. And this was back then when you were allowed to get away with a lot of that stuff. I mean, today, oh my God, forget it. But, you'd be canceled before that thing even got on the air. But at the end of the day, so they wanted Matt to see how I was portraying Joey Russo, right? And we had been on a couple years, and my character had exploded. So he was over there watching how I was playing Joey Russo. And then he got inspired by that and was able to do his own thing with that, But it was, look, the character's name became Joey Tribbiani. I don't believe it started as that. So, so it was Joey Russo. They wanted a 25-year-old version of Joey Russo. So it was Joey Tribbiani on Friends. And Matt did an amazing job with it and put his own spin on it, of course, and did everything. I was a kid. But, that's where it came
from.
It's funny.
There's you guys are authentically Italian.
Yes,
with a bunch of other shit, too.
Yeah, a bunch of other shit in there.
But it's crazy. There are like the Italian goats. And it starts with fucking, fucking, no. Well, Stallone. But I'm talking TV goats. No, I don't even think he's Italian.
He's not.
Italian.
John Travolta is.
John Travolta's Italian.
Oh, Welcome Back, Kotter, with the whole, oh my God, Mr. Kotter, I can't even believe it.
Okay, he's probably number one.
Yeah.
And then who's the boss?
Oh yeah, Tony Danza.
Tony Danza.
Angelo. Cemento. This whole thing. Yeah.
I've known Tony for years, man. Every time I go, how you doing? Every time I see him. He's got a sick split window Corvette that's, oh my God. I don't know if he still has
guys?
I'm a huge car guy.
Yeah. For real?
Car freak. I love cars.
Really?
Yeah, I've been able to name cars since I was like 2 years old. Every car on a road.
Really?
It's harder now because they all look the same. But back when I was young, if it was a GM bumper, like you knew it. If it was a switch from a GM car, you knew it versus Ford. You knew the difference,
Summer's tough. In the winter, you can get away with throwing on a vest or a jacket and your shirt doesn't matter. But in the summer, it is so tough because your shirt matters. It is so hard, especially if you're a interestingly bodied person like myself, where you have a little bit more in the middle, but you do respect your shoulders and arms. To find a shirt that fits and feels right and is a good cut, let me tell you about True Classics. True Classics are ultra soft and cut to highlight your arms and chest while hiding your gut. Hey, I fucking know that I've put on a few extra pounds this summer. I don't need my shirt to tell me. It's so much overkill when you put on a bad shirt. You look in the mirror and you're like, this isn't what I was thinking. Plus, here's the thing about True Classics. They come in packs because, well, we all hate laundry. Their shorts come in a range of styles, cuts, and colors. Whether you need something for the gym, the weekends, or a night out, I'm currently loving the commuter shorts with the sharp, tailored fit. They've got tons of stretch. I need stretch because I'm big everywhere right now, everybody. But seriously, whatever you choose, you can't go wrong with True Classics. All their clothing, from T-shirts to shorts to button-ups, is designed to be versatile and work with your lifestyle. So you can look and feel the best all damn day. In fact, True Classics is so committed to their products, they even have a 100% risk-free guarantee and easy returns. So if you're ready to make the easiest summer upgrade, shop now at trueclassic.com and save 25% off the code BERT25. Shop True Classic now and don't let your closet be a bummer this summer. You probably noticed that there are these strange little tall boys sitting in the store these days, these tall boys with beers in the bottled water section. They're not beers. It's water. It's actually a healthy beverage called Liquid Death. Why are they called Liquid Death? Because their tall boys will brutally murder your thirst. And their infinitely recyclable cans are here to bring death to plastic bottles. Liquid Death also donates a portion of their profits from every can sold to help kill plastic pollution. I fucking love these cans. I'm telling you, it's all I drink. And I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I cannot fuck with the plastic ones. Now knowing that I know that all that shit goes in the ocean, but more importantly, and I've said this a million times, I'll say it one more time, it's the delivery system. The fact that I can kill it, murder it, and that I know I'm getting hydrated immediately. Listen, I don't want to spend all day sipping on water. I want to get it done with. It's how I work. You can find Liquid Death's healthy beverages on Amazon or a retailer near you. And Bertcast listeners get 20% off their first Liquid Death apparel purchase, available exclusively at liquiddeath.com/Bert. Exclusions may apply. That's liquiddeath.com/Bert. All right, let me take a second to talk to you guys about wallets. One of the coolest things you can ever do with a wallet is when you're on vacation and you stop into this little mom and pop shop and you find a cool wallet and you say to yourself, oh, wow, that's badass. No one's ever going to have this wallet. This is my wallet. It'll remind me of this trip. Well, let me tell you about the coolest wallet I've ever used. Made of full grain leather right here in the U.S. Open Sea Leather Co. uses folded instead of seams to maximize durability, functionality, and aesthetics with unique lines and angles. The Hobei 2.0 and the Hobei Mini hold 4 to 10 cards. The larger Hobei 2 even fits full-length cash. With over 18 different colors and thread options, you can create and design a style that is perfect and fits you. Here's the deal. These are based out of Honolulu. They are awesome. This guy is a fan of the show. Bluth is his last name. He was in the Navy for 10 years. He listened to the podcast, and this podcast got him through the Navy. And now he's got a mom and pop shop in Honolulu, and he's a fan of the podcast. Let it go full circle, okay? Get rid of those overfed dad wallets and don't trade it in for a rigid piece of aluminum and elastic band. This is the near seamless design. The Hobei series will make you feel both amazing in your hand and in your pocket. Open Sea Leather, like I said, is a small shop based out of Honolulu in Hawaii, where they make each wallet by hand with over 1,000 5-star reviews. They guarantee you'll love it or your money back. Support this guy. He's a good guy. Like I said, this is a small mom and pop shop. So use Bert, my code, to save 15% off at osleather.com. Not only will you love your new wallet, but you're going to be supporting a good guy, a podcast listener, and you're going to be supporting American-made goods and a veteran-owned business as well. Again, that's Bert at checkout to save 15% off. And as always, it will ship for free in the U.S. Thank you so much. You guys seem like a family that, had you guys gotten into plumbing, you'd all be plumbers.
Hell yeah.
Like, it seems like you got like a
family business for sure.
family business guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, because you're all really, you guys would make amazing salesmen. I mean, you guys are like really gregarious and outgoing and very friendly. What do you think you guys would have done had acting not gotten your family? Because Hollywood, for lack of better words, stole your family from Philly.
For sure.
It
No doubt.
really was
No
like,
doubt. No doubt.
This one's good. This one's as cute as that one. Can we get him and throw him in?
Well, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'll tell you something funny. When Matt came on Give Me a Break, and he played, I mean, he crushed it, right? So, but here's the deal. Matt was so good on Give Me a Break, and that when, and Andy is quite a bit younger than us, right?
Yeah.
So my mom and dad, they tried, but it didn't work. And then Andy came along. We thought it was going to be a dog, and then we found out it was Andy. We were very upset for a couple of months. But then,
we were.
What's the age difference between you and him?
Almost
11
12
and a
years.
half. Yeah.
Almost 12 years. So that's me and my little sister.
Okay,
My little sister's 10 years younger.
So my mom did something brilliant when Andy was born, is that it was in between Give Me a Break and Blossom for me, and it was in between some stuff for Matt. So she pulled us completely out of the business, and it was right when I was going into sixth grade, and I was so excited because I went back to my school, Abingdon Friends, which was I was a lifer there, graduated from there in 94. And we were fully submerged in middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I got to play sports. I went to my dances, had my first girlfriend, fully submerged. I did a few things during the summer, but during the school year, I was there. I went on my coal country trip. I went my trip to survival camp. Yeah. I mean, it was the best 3 years of my life personally, like my personal life, right? Because I love to work. I'm a workaholic. I love it. But that was amazing. And when Andy was born, she had my brother Andy during that time because he was born in 88, right? So smack dab in the middle of that run. Mm-hmm. And when Andy was born, Brandon Tartikoff, because this is before Blossom, obviously.
I'll sign him to a deal.
He sent
No.
a deal to the hospital with a massive bouquet of flowers and said, just want to let you know, Donna, this one we want to sign. I swear to God. That's true. Yes, that is true. For Andy's services. And he started working at like 3.
Yeah. 3.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. And by the way, Andy was... Andy was like, he's like the he's the iOS update, right? Andy was like Joey Lawrence, like 3.0, right? So I was, very quick to this. Matt was quicker, and Andy was like, he came out like that Warner Brothers fraud.
He was an executive producer.
Hello, my baby. He literally came out of the womb going, what's going on, guys? And I was like, oh my God, this kid's got a top hat. Who's born with a freaking top hat?
That's fun. So then you guys. So then, did you spend your middle school? Did you have?
So I did the same thing. My mom. Whenever we were like, I want to be with my friends. My mom never even took a second. She was like, go be with your friends. Go to school. So I did the same thing. Junior high and my first year of high school.
Yeah.
And then, funny enough, I left and to go work. And then I know I got all this fuzz.
it's
I've been
this
really
blanket.
playing with this blanket.
Yeah, I
It's
can
very
see that
fuzzy.
fidgeting there.
creepy
I
way
know.
you playing
He's
with
just
it.
shedding all over.
Yeah.
the place.
Anyway, and
playing
I
with
went
this
and I went to
blanket
school.
over here.
So
And
soft.
same thing happened. Played sports, loved it. I mean, it was a great time personally.
Yeah.
But here's what happened. It was funny. I was getting decent grades, and then I went to work, and my grades got better, and they thought it was cheating, and they tried to kick me out. So, for my 11th grade year, I was on a show called Boy Meets World, and I went to the executive producer, and I was like, "Listen, my school is threatening my high school resume. What you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to let me go to school from 8 to like 1, get all my classes out, and then I'll come to work. If that's cool with you, that would really help." They're like, "No problem, do it." Went there just to prove to them. They were like looking over my shoulder because I was kind of forging the path. Now there's a lot of actor kids in that school, and they get it. But I was like one of the first. They had no idea. They thought I was all cheating on sets and stuff. So I had to go back to school to prove to my school
You had to take all
that
your
I was
tests
doing
there.
the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was a teacher, right? So
Yeah.
so education paramount in we weren't allowed to do projects unless
Yes,
unless
it's
our
true.
advanced physics tutor we had specialized teachers for everything. There was no set tutor.
Right.
We had teachers.
Really?
And, because for bio and chemistry and all this stuff
Science,
like
math. We had individual expert
Oh, yeah.
tutors.
Yeah.
for
So is your
individual
mom
subjects.
like, now that you're a parent, what kind of parent was your mom? And your dad was your dad back and forth from Philly?
he was, but then he moved out here. Our whole family was out here
Yeah.
for forever,
Was
and they
your
still
mom-
are. I
was
mean,
your
our
mom-
parents are divorced, but they're still out here. I mean, when we see them all the time. So.
But was she like a helicopter parent or like a tiger parent? You know, they have all those
Super
different
She
types
was
of parents.
she was both of those.
Really
Both of
strict.
yes, both
Really
of those.
strict?
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to like go to sleepovers really, or when I
Really?
remember when this is when I went to I went on my field trip to Six Flags. My mom sent a bodyguard with me who sat on the bus and had an Uzi. I swear to God, under his jacket.
Yeah. Well, we
in the
had
back of the
issues.
bus.
We're
But
talking about that
granted, there was a
kidnapping of cute
stalker.
kids thing. We
Yeah,
had a lot of
there
that
was a
go
bunch of
on.
attempted
Oh, for
kidnappings
real?
on
Yeah.
me and
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
when I
yeah,
was a
yeah.
kid.
Yeah, so that's-
like
We had a
there's-
guy
there's
get caught in the locker room.
locker room at our school, our
waiting
own
for us-
private security.
Pull your mic down so I can see your face.
Sorry.
He had been
Sorry.
He
No,
had
no,
been
no.
sending letters from the East Coast at every state as he got closer to California.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. So we had to hire security.
All of us.
And they freaking caught him in the darn
In our
locker room.
school.
The period before we were supposed to go into that locker room.
You know, like you say, it was before social media, right? So people don't even realize, these things spread virally for real. Like it wasn't from just everybody looking at it on their smartphones in 2 seconds. So, there was a period of time where we go to an autograph signing, right? I would show up at literally an autograph signing, not to do anything else, just sign autographs at a Sam Goody record store in Paramus, New Jersey at the mall, right?
Paramus.
Paramus.
My wife has a phrase for that. Not to interrupt your story,
do
but
it.
when you got to sell tickets, when you got to sell tickets in an event in a city,
Yeah.
my wife says go to Paramus, and that means you walk around the mall and get recognized.
That's it.
And then all of a sudden you go to their mall. There's some really good cities to do it, like Minnesota. If you got to move, say, like 1,200 tickets in a day,
Yeah.
just go to the mall and
Yeah.
people recognize you. And be like, oh shit, can I get a picture? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, those pictures get posted on social media, and you move 1,200 tickets. Pittsburgh.
That's so brilliant.
Pittsburgh's a great place to go
That's
to
so-
Paramus.
That's so brilliant.
It's a line from a movie called Soap Dish.
Oh, I love
It's
that.
when
Oh.
Sally
Yeah.
Fields
I
gets
love that movie
depressed.
with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Great
When
movie.
Sally Fields gets depressed, Whoopi Goldberg goes, I think we need to go to Paramus.
Oh, my
And so
God.
they go to the Paramus
I don't
Mall,
remember that
and
line, but
she
that's
gets
brilliant.
recognized, and it cheers her up.
Okay.
And so my wife calls it going to Paramus.
Going to
I think you need to go to Paramus. Like Colorado. Like if you go like
Yeah, it's a metaphor for go to the mall.
Go to the mall,
get
go to the mall, get
recognized.
recognized, and
Yeah.
you'll move tickets.
Amazing.
So brilliant.
That's cool.
So we did that, and they sent out as much press as they did. I did a couple local radio stations and stuff like that. We show up, and every time I would show up to one of these things, like you're talking like 30,000, 35,000 people would show up at a mall at a Sam Goody's. They had to shut down intersections. There was state police.
Yeah.
It was every time we went. We were at one, remember in Canada where they collapsed
Oh,
the
God.
stage and the event staff had to create a tunnel.
Human tunnel.
And a human
that
tunnel.
we had to crawl
and I
through.
crawled hundreds of feet. My dad was with me that time to the back. And in all I remember from that, I was like about 16. All I remember is that these hands were coming in, and
Yeah.
I had long hair at the time. It's why I never grew it back. Actually, it fell out at that one, and I never grew back. I'm kidding. But hands were reaching in, pulling my hair out, and taking off the patches of my leather jacket. They were ripping the stuff.
He
as
was
I-
all ripped up.
Yes.
So ripped
That's
jean,
kind of
the ripped
stuff.
jean craze actually was an accident.
It was an accident. I came out of it. They're like, I love your style. I'm like, I'm going with it. No, but yeah, man. So, but it was unbelievable pandemonium for like a decade. It was really crazy.
And I guess you can't answer this honestly now because because the only way you can answer is no. But like, there was no. I'm assuming because of your mom, there was no taking advantage of it, where you're like in the bus going, "Yo, send her in."
Oh no way!
I never
Like,
did it. You
it
know,
sounds-
my mom.
No way.
My mom
Dude,
was
I didn't
there.
even lose my virginity until I was almost 20. It had the reverse effect, bro.
Hold
It had
on.
the
It had honestly.
had
I
the
wanted to
reverse
fuck
effect.
you when you were 13.
Dude,
How old were you when you were doing Boy Meets World?
Oh my
How old were
God.
you when
16.
when you were 16? You were a fucking looker.
Oh my
you
God.
were a looker. You were the hot one on the show.
Did you-
You
well,
and
then-
Topanga.
Then you probably loved the way he was caressing that blanket over there.
Exactly.
Look at this. I'm just loving this blanket.
You,
It had to.
at fucking 16, you were a fucking. You
Super
were. You
stud.
should have been covered in pussy. Like,
yeah,
oh
no,
my God.
not
Well-
at all. It had the reverse effect. I was in a bubble. I couldn't go out. I was scared of it at times too because girls were it was like attacking. It wasn't
Yeah.
so. No, I also too. I've kind of said this, but when you're a kid and you go to school and you're like Mickey Mouse, it's a very lonely place.
What do you mean? Like when you're like
Everyone's
famous?
When you're
looking at you.
famous,
Yeah, you
you're
know.
literally in class and you're like
Oh,
to
boy.
these other kids, you're
Hello,
like a
everybody.
cartoon character that's on
Yep.
television. You're not a real kid.
That's right.
The interactions are in no way, shape, or form the same that you would be able to have. I was lucky because we had this Quaker school, and I was able to meet a few kids
That was
who
Abington
just
friends. That was
Yeah.
our
yeah,
Philadelphia
who's
school.
in back in Philly, and a few kids that are still my friends today who just didn't make the connection.
Oh my God! How smart of your mom to send you with a bunch of Quakers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Actually,
that's
there's very few
fucking-
Quakers there,
But
they-
still, what a
by
brilliant
the time
fucking-
that
Yeah.
we were there. But
no,
yeah,
the Quaker school that was
Send you to
was-
like an Amish school,
pretty much.
and you're
We
like
had-
totally normal.
totally normal.
We had a meeting
Yeah.
for Worship House
Yeah.
on the grounds at Abington Friends. It's still there. It's one of the, I think it's either the second or third oldest freestanding structure on the Eastern Seaboard. It's on the property of Abington Friends. And every Wednesday, the entire student
Yeah.
body, kindergarten through 12th grade, would meet in the meeting for Worship House and spend about 45 minutes in silence. And yet, if you had something on your mind, you wanted to share something, you
You
could get up
could.
and share it. Somebody could comment on it or not. It's an amazing institution. It is an
Yeah, it's
amazing
actually pretty
school.
darn cool.
It's funny you say that. My daughters have had a rough time with fame.
there you go.
And well, like Isla almost Georgia. It happened mostly in college. Is that she really didn't want to be known as my daughter at all.
Yeah.
She didn't want anyone to know there was anyone connection, and I think it's driven her away from a lot of things because she'd go to like a fraternity party and dudes would say like, I've just heard this through Georgia telling her sister, but just dudes would say fucked up things. And then that makes you go,
Yeah.
well, now I can't have an authentic reaction with anyone
Right.
because
Yeah.
everyone
Right.
is using me for my dad. And Isla, absolutely. I remember one time when we were in the pool and I said, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I should ask you before I told all these jokes. I go, like, I hope you're cool. This next special is all about you. It's a lot about you. And she goes, she goes, I'm fine. I know you love me. I know they're jokes. She goes, I don't mind the jokes at all. She's like, I don't like people knowing me that I don't know,
Oh,
Right.
which is the fucked up part.
Yeah,
is you never
yes.
know who your friends are.
Yeah.
Because you never know if they're like trying to be friends with you.
Well, of course.
Well,
and,
that was the
and
thing,
honestly, to
man.
Matt's point,
I didn't wanna-
It did the same thing.
It felt gross to be with a girl who clearly was infatuated with the guy on TV and had nothing to do with who I was.
What was your character?
personally.
Your character name was Jack, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So she
yeah,
starts
yeah.
calling you Jack.
No,
Oh,
but like-
Jack.
no, but like-
oh,
no,
Jack.
no,
It's
no,
Matt.
no,
It's Matt.
It's Matt.
It's Matt. My
It's
name's
Matt.
No, but
Matt.
it literally,
Yeah.
literally be like, oh, where's the spiky hairdo from the show? And it's like, oh, are you kidding me? You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's
Oh.
all that it is.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Because you guys got the costume on from the show because that's what you look like. But then when you're a regular person, you're
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
not doing your hair.
No.
You're
No,
just
no, no,
fucking
no.
putting
Yeah.
on a hat.
No,
and going.
exactly,
Yeah.
dude.
So for me, it was the same thing. It was you know, you don't feel like I wanted something like real. You know, I didn't want something
exactly.
fake. So I was the same way as Matt. I mean, I steered away from it. I was the most famous 16-year-old in the world, you know, and I did not partake in any of that. I didn't do it. First of all, I didn't do any of that stuff. I didn't even go into a club till I was 21. I literally
yeah,
did
he
not
never did.
step
He was
foot
like, I mean,
into a
No
club.
razor.
drugs, no alcohol.
No drugs or alcohol.
razor, dude.
I didn't want to drink before I was 21 or try to get into a club because I thought, you know what? Here's the deal for me. Everybody knows that I'm not 21. I'm super famous.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be the loser in there at 17 and I'm going to be with 21-year-olds. They're going to be like, what is this kid doing in here?
Yeah.
I didn't think about it that they would have actually liked me to be in there because I was super famous.
Yeah.
I went the other way and said, I'm going to be embarrassed. I'm going to be embarrassed to show up to this club when they know I'm 17.
No.
And they would have let me in. And that's why I never went. I never went.
I will say that I was the flip side of that.
yeah, he was.
I lived like a fucking rock star when I was 13 years old.
did.
Yeah,
He
I
really
was going
did.
out to clubs in
He went
Hollywood.
nuts.
Oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
in
He was
Vegas by
different.
the time I was 15.
I told you, he was
because
3.0.
it's the last child.
Yeah,
the
for
youngest
sure.
child always gets
Dude,
away with fucking murder.
I remember
Murder.
I won
Yes,
like
operational
$8,500 when I was 16 years old in Vegas, and I was $8,500. I was like, this is fucking awesome. I walk up, I use his ID. They're like, you're not Matt, you're Andy. We know you. I didn't get my $8,500.
Oh
shut
my
the
God.
fuck
Yeah,
up.
underage.
Yeah,
Not
because I was
supposed to be doing
underage.
it.
I was like 15, 16.
God
Crazy.
dang it.
Yeah, man. But we've, look, yeah. Plus, I also felt a lot of pressure. My parents ingrained in me that I was the oldest brother, and I had to set the tone, and I took that seriously. And so I really did take it seriously, and I tried to set a good example. So I didn't do any of that
Both
stuff.
my brothers did set an amazing example, far beyond what expectations could ever dictate.
So wait, when did you guys start using your powers for evil?
I was young.
I'm guessing you have sex at 20, and then you're like, I enjoy that.
I enjoyed
And
that.
I bet I can look past her calling me Jack every now and then.
The world is mine.
I had a phase in my early 20s for sure.
Yeah, there's got to be a phase.
Absolutely. I went a little nuts. In fact, I still have a little bit of guilt to this day because I just bounced. I literally was like, at a certain age, I think it was like 22 or 23, I literally went to the family. I was like, I'm getting my own house. I'm doing my own thing.
Wait, you
I'm
guys
going
were
out with my
all living
friends.
together?
Oh yeah,
We
we
all
stuck
lived
together.
together
dude.
for a long time.
We never
as a
split
family
up.
That's
unit.
also Italian.
It
Italian.
Yeah,
That's
but
Italian.
very
East Coast
Italian.
Italians. Yeah,
East
yeah.
Coast Italian.
We
Everyone,
love- yeah.
But that's also you. It's got to be fun as
movie
fuck.
nights
It was
Friday
great,
night
dude.
with like
Dude.
the family.
We had
All
our
of our friends
grandparents
could
out
come.
here. Our mom and pop
We
were
moved
out here.
our grandparents in with us as well.
Yeah,
They lived
you
out
serious?
here.
Yeah.
So they
they
were
would cook, and
oh
it was a
my
whole.
God,
it was
great,
awesome.
man.
Dude. What a
Oh,
great
I bet.
decade.
I
Awesome,
bet it
dude.
was
It was
fun as
amazing.
shit.
It was
So
so
fun,
amazing.
dude.
It was
So
an
fun.
amazing decade, dude. It was incredible times in the '90s for all of us, and it was really fun.
So
we had a
fun.
great
Yeah.
time.
You guys are all living in LA. You're all living together, and then you are 20.
And I'm just like, I'm out.
Well, Joe left.
Yeah, Joe left.
Because he got married, I think.
Right, Joe had left.
Then Matt left.
And then I literally was like, yeah, I'm going too. And I pieced out. And,
And
so
then my
this
parents
guy,
got divorced.
So he just,
Oh man.
So
You
then
gotta meet my
thrown.
little sister.
It was-
My little sister's
yeah.
got the same fucking story.
Yeah.
yeah,
But like I went to college. My sister went to college. Cotty was left with my parents, and then they split up. They
Yep.
got back together, but they split up, and that defined who she is to this day.
100%.
To this fucking day,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
breakup created Cotty Kreischer.
Yeah.
She was. I'm not saying that she's not. She's still is the funniest human being I've ever met. She is the funniest person in our family.
That's rad.
She is, I mean, just hysterical.
It's awesome.
But that split up, she used to. This is a little sad, but she used to. Because my dad's a neat freak and my mom's not. My little sister would wake up in the middle of the night and clean the house while my mom slept, just in case my dad came home. He'd be like, "Oh, it's clean. Maybe I'll take her back."
Wow.
I mean, that's that, and that is my little sister. And then we would just take her. I would take her to college for like a couple months, just bring her up to school, and she'd like during the summer, she'd just stay with me for like 2 months.
What?
And she was 10. No, I was 21. No, was I 21? I was 21 probably. Yeah. Oh yeah, my parents split up. I was 21, so she was 11, and so she would live with me at 11, and we would send her at parties to collect beer money, and she would clean the fuck up. And then by the end, then this also explains who she is. I'll tell you about my sister after this because she's a little bit of a gangster in Hollywood. She's
shaking people down, man.
She's what? She would get in at sororities and move into a sorority at 11 and infiltrate them and then like live there, and I'd come over to the sorority for lunch, and my little sister was sitting there at a table with a bunch of fucking smoke shows. And but it is that independence that when your parents split up
it does create some,
because I just bounced. I disconnected. I disconnected when my parents split up. I was like, yeah, okay. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly. That was me.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. Yeah.
It's- look, it's divorce is a terrible thing. It's tough.
Are your parents still friends?
Yeah, they get along now.
Yeah, they get along.
It took a decade.
It took a decade.
Oh,
but
really?
They
Took a
get along.
decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, really, yeah. But they had a lot of history. They were married 30 years. So. But yeah. So, but divorce. Look, my girls have been through it. I mean, you feel terrible. You have so much guilt. I have so much guilt.
So wait, how do they run money? Because I look at it this way. So you book your first commercial, like a fucking Crest commercial or something, and as your dad, I'm going to pretend I'm your dad in this, right?
Yeah.
I go, fucking nice. you know what? We don't have to worry about bills this month.
Yeah.
We got an extra 25 grand that came in. That's money we didn't expect. Nice. You booked 50 commercials, and as your dad, I go, you know what? Let's set the kids up for college, but let's also get a pool.
Yes.
Like, that's where my brain is, right?
That's exactly what we did.
At a certain point, I guess you have to switch and go, hold on, this is not my money. This is his money.
Yeah.
And now I got to set him up to do this. But
Right.
there's also a part of me that goes, this kid's a fucking gold mine. You know, like, and then you start making money.
Yeah.
And then you start getting signed at birth. And you're like, as your parent, I don't know how I'd manage that. My daughters, I've made a lot of money off my daughters. And I've never once thought I might just pay for their shit. So like it's a weird thing as a parent when you have a kid bringing in an income that probably surpasses your income.
Yeah.
And then you go, do I buy the family? I don't even. That's so fucking complicated.
It was very
complicated.
complicated.
It was a bumpy road. It was a lot of look. I mean, I think it created a lot of friction between my parents. I think they tried to figure a lot of stuff out. I think that look, it was it was a bumpy road. I don't know. It's possible that our parents, if it wasn't for the industry, probably would still be together. Because it took its toll.
Well, not only were they separating when
we got through it,
because Joe would go somewhere to film, Matt would go somewhere to film. We were still kids. The parents were constantly being pulled in different directions.
They were always with one of us.
One parent with one with the other.
You did summer rental, right?
That was
you did summer rental.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. That's yeah. But your parents would have to split up and go take other kids' careers and be like, I'll go with him, I'll go with him.
Yeah.
Was it like your dad always got you, your mom always got you, or is it?
That's the way it kind of ended up. Yeah. My dad would go more with me and mom would go more with Joe.
But yeah. My dad went with me a few times, but it was, I think that, it just was kind of that way.
How many millions of dollars do you think you've earned to date? Let's go around the room.
I don't know. It's it's so hard because again,
I know how much I've spent.
Yeah, no, because it's so hard.
I don't know how much I've made.
It's so hard. Honestly, it really is hard.
Yeah.
I mean, because for that very reason, I wasn't quantifying any of it the first 15, 20 years.
Were you aware what you were making per episode on Blossom?
Toward the middle of the show is kind of when I first started. Like 15, 16 is kind of when I first started to really go, wait a minute, this is not going to be just a hobby.
I wonder what you were making on Gimme a Break.
I don't know.
As a kid.
I actually don't really know.
I wonder what...
I could probably find out, but I don't really know.
I bet you couldn't even find out what their quotes were.
Yeah.
Try to find, Christine, can you see if you can find a quote for an actor in the 80s? Was that the 80s?
Yeah, it was the 80s.
Like see what Gary Coleman's quote was for Different Strokes.
I remember that like I remember, if I'm not, I vaguely remember that, like, I believe Nell Carter got a huge TV deal for the last few years of Give Me a Break, and I think it was like, I want to say it was like $100,000 a week.
Yeah,
or something like
that.
That
makes
huge.
sense.
That was
my initial
huge.
quote when I first got my first sitcom was $25,000 an episode.
Right. Well, that was standard.
That was
That
standard.
was basically like, one of the leads of the show. Pretty
Welcome
much,
to the party.
Welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party.
But
Yeah.
I remember, like, so if you look at the $100,000 deal in the 80s per week, like that's what like the Ted Dansons were, like the big stars.
Yeah.
And I know Nell got that. And then that turned into the $1 million an episode in the 90s when it was the Tim Allen and the Friends cast, Seinfeld,
Roseanne,
right?
Yeah.
So that was really the pinnacle. So it never really, look, I think like the most it ended up being was like 2 million, but that crescendoed right at the sort of after the 2000s, early 2000s,
peak.
and then it sort of started to either
killed.
stagnate or
There's
then
a lot
die
of
off.
things. There's a lot of things that happened. That number one, the development deal went away.
Right, it did.
Development deal went away when
It did.
I was in the last class of development deals.
Okay. At the end of the day, what Hollywood does is they jump on these trains, right? So you have a Seinfeld that works.
Yeah.
And now every comedian under the sun, that's what they do. They go mine comedians, put them in TV shows, and they think it's going to work. Roseanne worked. Okay. But what people fail to realize is you had brilliant minds, okay, surrounding them, okay?
Yeah.
And they created a amazing show. You had an amazing cast. Seinfeld to this day says, my cast made me a multi-millionaire.
The writers'
it was not me.
rooms, the
Yes.
writers' rooms for.
Well, look at Curb, dude. I mean, that was his wingman.
Yeah.
So you look
Wow.
at the genius
Yeah.
that
Very-
Seinfeld was able to be surrounded by. He was able to execute it, but arguably, and he said it himself, it was the other characters that kept that show on the
that
air.
cast.
He was by
That
far
cast.
the most boring on that show, even though he was great.
My dad
You know
just
what I mean?
referenced Seinfeld this morning.
Of course.
This morning, my dad goes, "Do you remember the episode when Kramer got a spray tan and he had to date the black chick and he came in blackface?" And you go, and then I thought to myself, I bet Kramer doesn't really worry about getting canceled, or Michael Richards probably doesn't look at that and goes, "That's not the worst thing I've done to black people."
I mean,
I know.
He's probably like, "I'm good."
you know, man, it's just so you forget that it's the vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Roseanne was an amazing, groundbreaking show, right? Showing just a raw middle American family like that with middle American values and just living the way they did in the set design, the writing. That's the key. So Hollywood goes, "Oh, we can do this with anybody." But what they fail to realize is it's not so much, it starts with the comedian and that's inspiration, but the house, it's not just the kitchen. I mean, you have to build the house.
They're
Otherwise, it's
also
not going to work.
hanging the comedian out to dry.
Of course
They're
they
literally
are.
just putting him out there and
Because
going like, "Go."
You can't.
And you're
Nobody
like,
can
"Oh
do that.
my gosh."
Like nobody's winning anything by themselves. It just doesn't work. You have
No.
to have a team. That's
Yeah.
the way it works, right? Now you could be the superstar of that team, but you have to have a team.
I mean,
Otherwise, you're not winning shit. To the
Go
same
back to
point,
Roseanne. I mean,
right?
John Goodman. I
dude.
mean, my God.
what a wingman.
I mean, for Lori,
Lori,
Lori. I mean, yeah.
oh my gosh.
Metcalf,
Lori Metcalf,
yeah.
Lori Metcalf.
Incredible.
Secret Time, Lori Metcalf. I watched her eat a bag of chips and was stunned. Like I was in the back going like, our kids
How
went to the
does
same
somebody
school.
do that? How does somebody do
She's
that?
just like, I'm like, she's mesmerizing. Like,
Yeah.
just you go watch her eat a bag of chips.
You know
and
you're
go,
a great actor when you can just eat chips.
let
People
me
are
tell
like,
you. Let me tell you who
my
the fucking.
gosh.
I got to shout out to the sexiest man alive, fucking Luke Perry. Luke Perry's kids went to school with my kids.
Okay.
They're a little older, but he was always around the school. He's
Yeah.
a fucking amazing,
Really cool guy.
grounded,
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
dude.
I
who-
knew Luke. He's great.
He's his son's a great fucking wrestler.
Really?
Yeah, his son's a fucking legit. His son's gorgeous. Like, by the way, I'm talking a lot about dudes and, children. But like his son's jacked, like ripped, huge long hair. Pull up Luke Perry's son. And find out. Wait, how much did Gary Coleman make in his 100,000 per
See,
episode?
that was so
Yeah.
that was the benchmark.
Standard, yeah.
That was it. If you got to that
we got to
deal,
get back to that conversation as I wrap up on Luke Perry. How many seasons did you do of Blossom?
we did just about 6, just under 6.
And did you get residuals?
Oh, sure, you get residuals
Yeah.
and stuff for that.
It's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder. I don't know how much money I've made in my life, but I can quantify. Like, I can give you a ballpark number
yeah,
because I know what deals I've signed,
right.
and
right.
I have an idea what I make per year on my podcast. But like, it's got to be tough for a parent when you at a certain point where you're like, I think I'm going to move out, and then you're almost to like divvy up the funds and go like,
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of transition that happens when you start as young as we did, and there's a lot of you're paving a lot of
Unorthodox
ways.
navigation.
Yeah, you're paving a lot of new roads there, through forests that don't have sort of blueprints, and you're trying to figure out what is right and what feels right and what is just and what's justifiable, and all these things are real, and like I said, like we go back to how we started. Nothing is perfect. Nobody's perfect. It's a bumpy road.
yeah,
At the end of the day, if we can wake up and we have people that love us and we love in our lives, then the bumps are just part of kind of what happens in life, the ups and downs. I've really come to accept that because you can't control everything,
yeah.
and certainly things don't go the way you think they're going to go. But at the end of the day, I mean, never did I think 5 years ago that my brothers and I would start working together again like we have and have a podcast and
It's
the
a- it's-
podcast
it's a
be doing
cool-
well
it's
and
a
us
cool
sitting here
thing.
talking to you. I mean, if you had said that, we're
Yeah, I
doing
know, it's
social
wild.
media videos and we're like, hey guys, this one's got 1.7 million views.
Yeah.
I mean, never did I ever think. I mean, I've been doing this 42 years, So the whole industry, it would be like, and I associate it this way, it'd be like if you have Joe Montana or Tom Brady or any of these guys that were able to play for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Because I've been able to play for a long time, even though I'm still a pretty young dude. So
God, you're still fucking. You haven't even hit the Gene Hackman part of your career yet.
no,
That's
definitely
the
not.
Gene
That's
Hackman,
the best part.
Gene Hackman didn't start acting until he was 50.
Yeah,
insane.
right. I mean, isn't that crazy? And you look at Liam Neeson, and he says the best 15 years of my career didn't start till I was 57. I mean, he did Taken at 57, 58 or whatever. So but I feel like I feel like it, you play football one way, right? And it'd be like in his 19th season, if they go to Tom Brady and they say, hey, you know what? All new rules, right? You don't actually throw the football anymore. It's
that's fucking insane.
And he's going, wait a minute, what? He's like, no, this is not how the game's played. He's like, no, it's how the game's played. It's like, no, it's not how the game's played. See, these young guys know how to play the game. And now you're sitting there going, what is this statistic? What is this? This is handoffs. That's the new moniker for pass attempts. What? Handoffs? I'm not a fucking handoff. I'm a quarterback. I throw things. No, quarterbacks do handoffs.
Now you're going to kick it.
Right. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So that's the world we're in. And this last 2 years, if I ever thought that our podcast would be taking off the way it is and our socials would be working the way they are and people would be responding in this capacity at this age with my brothers, never would I bet on that.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Never.
I can tell you why.
Never.
I mean, it's a super simple algorithm.
Yeah.
Is we grew up with you. We went to high school with you.
Right,
technically, we went to grade school with you.
Right.
And we're checking in to see what you're doing. Now, what you've done different, like there's randomly, who I'm trying to think of someone I just did this to the other day, but like I go, I wonder what they're doing. And then I go, oh, it's just a bunch of selfies. Okay, never mind. What you guys are doing is creating content. So then I'm now engaged. As someone who grew up with you, I went, oh shit.
Interesting.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Wait, I haven't thought about Melissa Joan Hart in a fucking minute. I actually just had what's her name? Caroline Ray on.
Oh,
and
cool.
So I was like, oh, cool. And so it's the coolest part of this recipe is that you have this, I wouldn't even say body of work. What you have is a foundation of relationship with millions and millions of people who are curious. Hey, wait, what are they doing? What are they doing?
Yeah.
Like, when Brotherly Love, when did that end?
97.
That ended in 98, I think. 98.
No.
97.
I was on Boy Meets World in 97, so it had to end in the beginning of 97. I went right into it.
I think it was 94 to 97.
I went right into it.
You think of Topanga, right?
I'm going to Google our own show.
What's her real name?
Danielle.
Danielle, that's right. Look, I don't know what Danielle's doing now, but if she started a podcast about, I'm assuming she has kids or being a mom or yoga or whatever the fuck is, I would definitely peek my head in and check it out because I have a relationship with her.
Yep.
And that's the fucking secret sauce you guys have is you guys got a relationship with people that you don't have to build it. Like me and Tommy had to build it with Two Bears. We had to say, this is who we are.
Right.
We had other podcasts so we could draw from our other podcasts.
Right.
But we had to build it. You guys walk in right out the bat where people go, I definitely know you, but maybe I don't know you the way you really are, but I'm curious.
Right.
Like even just to hear you talk about cars. I know that one of the podcasts you guys did was who has more cars. And then I go, I'm really curious about cars because I'm not really into cars.
Yeah, I love Porsches are my favorite. Literally, Porsches are hands down my favorite.
So, let's talk Porsche.
You know why? I'll tell you why Porsches are my favorite. Because Porsches to me.
Going to the bathroom?
Yeah. You guys got bladders of 80-year-olds. What's going on over here? These guys.
We went and we worked out this morning and we had 2 big jugs of water and now this on top of it.
Perfect.
Perfect. That's great.
Yeah.
So tell me about Porsches.
So Porsches to me, what I love about Porsches is that since their inception, right, all these years ago, they have had a evolutionary design. They never steered away from the rear engine, right, the classic shape. They kept the proportions. Sure, they've had to adapt to regulations and all this shit. All right. And they've had their moments, right? With the fried egg era is not my favorite. And people who know Porsches know about the fried egg era. Fried egg era, the Porsches.
By the way, this is his son.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
This is Luke Sperry's son.
Holy.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Cool kid, man.
He's a cool kid.
It's like a superhero or something.
Yeah. I know.
All right, keep going. Porsches.
So, yeah, it was like the 1999, they called them the fried egg lights because Porsche always had these beautiful single round headlights, right? And then they went to the fried egg era, which, has gained a little bit more value as of late. But for years, they were just completely.
There it is.
Look, there it is. See, it looks like a fried egg.
Oh, yeah.
And they ew, gross. I had that car. Believe me, I had a 1999 C4.
Yeah, I don't like those lights.
But now. And anyway, but what I love is that generally they've always been an evolutionary design. They've taken a single idea and they just keep perfecting it. And that's why no matter what you get in, Ferraris, I love Ferraris, but you get in Ferraris, you get all these supercars, Bugattis, all these crazy things, the Salines, all these things. But at the end of the day, there is, my opinion, no better driving car pound for pound than a Porsche.
Really?
No better. They just, because all they've done is continue to perfect one sort of monolithic view.
So
right?
if you were going to buy a Porsche right now, if say my wife said, I want a Porsche,
okay,
what Porsche would you get?
Well, it depends because to me,
I've got Segura's answer.
Oh, really?
I got Segura's answer.
Okay, well, to me, again, if it was for your wife and she wants a daily driver,
yeah.
I mean, to me, I would probably go the newer one because the latest, because I would go like the new body 2020, only because I know that if it's going to be a daily driver and it's your wife, you don't want any problems, right? Because I mean, they are German tanks. They run. They're amazing, reliable too for an everyday sports car. These things are amazing.
Yeah.
I had a 1994 Porsche Speedster. I wish I'd never gotten rid of that car. They're worth a fortune now.
Really?
I had a red. It was red with black interior with the red wheels. They only came in 3 different variants during that year. It's with the sawed-off front windshield, so the Speedster with the two-no cover with the 2 humps in the back.
Yeah.
My favorite was an 89 Speedster, but I bought the 94 Speedster because that was the one that was of my generation.
Do you realize?
And,
Do you see a beautiful mind?
Justin, no, right now in this.
Yeah.
See, this is the cool thing about podcasting right now.
Yeah, I know. I've lost half your audience. I'm
nope,
sorry. We'll get
nope. There are a list of dudes that are listening. That are like, do I got to get them on my podcast? They're all car guys.
Oh, really?
They're all
There you
car guys.
Yeah. Oh, cool, cool.
And then there's a list of people listening going, oh, I got to check out their podcast. Like that's
cool.
the beauty of
Right.
of doing
Cool.
other people's podcasts.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
people find, they go, shit, I never knew he's a car guy.
Yeah.
They find that out. Or
Right.
like a UFC guy, or like the certain things that people get into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so and or a watch guy. Like I've had people on the podcast where we just talk about watches. There's some
I love
Rolex
watches,
guys
too.
that are like
Dude,
that
I'm
are like
obsessed with
comics.
Rolexes.
Comics that like legit.
Yeah.
But
obsessed.
Leanne wanted a Porsche. She wanted her next car to be a Porsche.
Okay.
I think she's changed. My wife has changed entirely. It's a person. It's the person I thought she was in high school that I always or that I first met. That was like a little wild, a little crazy. Would jump off a rock, and then when she had kids, she really settled and was like, I'm a job. I'm a mom. This is what I'm going to do. And then all of a sudden, this woman fucking flipped on me, and she is like a fucking savage. We're having so much sex. I think she's trying to give me AIDS. And but she said
We
so
just
this
met
is the
her. She
car-
seems so sweet.
I know, right? I know. She's
She literally was like Betty Crocker.
She's
She's
a
like, oh, it's so
vixen.
nice to meet you. I mean, wow.
Tom
That's
said
clearly the
Tom
wolf in
said-
sheep's clothing there.
a 911 Carrera 4S 2003. That's Tom said for Leanne.
Really?
Yeah.
911 C4S 03?
2023.
Oh, see,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
brand new model.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it's the brand new model. So
Yeah.
to your point, okay, that's the car I had. See the one with the red wheels there? See the go to the it's the
Second column,
far
all the way
right,
down.
second
Yeah, yeah,
column. Right there. That was my car exactly,
wow,
dude.
wow.
Now that car
That's
today,
sick.
and I had a tip, which was super rare, Tiptronic, because there were a lot of more manual. Now most of them they sell with the with the paddle shifts, right?
Yeah.
They're semi-automatics, all of them now. Most of them. I mean, they still sell manuals in some of the GTS variants and stuff, but most people order them because honestly, they're easier to drive and they're faster.
Yeah.
So because you can't shift as quick as Porsche's developed the
Paddle shifters?
paddle shift. You can't.
Really?
No. But I absolutely loved that car. I should never got rid of that car. That car I bought for like 64 grand. That car's worth well over, I mean, it depending on the condition, the miles mine would have been in, because I keep a mint, would have been worth well over $250,000.
Really?
Yes. So, but to your wife, I would have said, first of all, the new body style started in 2020. So I
Yeah.
said anything from a 20 up.
Yeah.
23 would be great. C4 is 4-wheel drive, so that's probably why, which is safer.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say C4 is great. 23, reliable, everyday driver, perfect for your wife.
So what do you drive now?
Well, I have I have a S560 coupe, which is a Mercedes coupe, which is
Yeah.
pretty nice. I love the classic body style. Actually, one of my favorite Mercedes of all time is a 560 SEC AMG 1990.
Hang on, so okay.
Brilliant car.
Slow down, Christine. You got this.
Sorry.
This is what. Yeah, this is.
There
what,
it is.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
See the blue coupe there? I literally that car right there. That's one of my favorite colors. It's called gentian blue, which is I love that color. It's classic.
Wow, that's
It's a retro color. It's an incredible color. Yeah.
And so wait, how many cars do you have right now?
Well, you go through ups and downs in life, right? So I have kids. So
Yeah.
I've in big transitional periods last few years, divorce and all these things.
Oh
so,
yeah.
So
Oh fuck.
so
They get your cars?
No, but it's just
They do.
You have
In
to,
a way.
you have to pair in a way. Well, you have to look. Reality gets you, and life presents these challenges, and then you take it with a grain of salt, and you go, all right, cool. And it's like Rocky said, like it's not how many times you get knocked down. It's the way you respond and get back up. So,
So you only have 4, but he used to have 14. So he scaled it down quite a bit.
But to me, it's I mean, I actually am excited now. We're in a great rebuild here in our lives, and I'm really excited about getting to a place over the next 10 years where I can have the collection that I've always dreamed of, hopefully. And it's not ultimate, like it went, it's not life or death for me, but if I can get to a place where I can finally build the garage I've always wanted to and have the cars in there that I want to, I've always dreamed of having the garage. I used to store them everywhere in our kids' houses. I built stuff and I had like 15, 20 cars. But now, I have nothing, and it's great because, to me, I'm excited about the build and getting the garages and doing the spaces. I dream about that stuff. I visualize that stuff.
There is a great, I love the phrase salad days, where like it's the part of your life where you're if it was a meal, you're just getting the salad.
Yeah.
And so you have the whole meal to look forward to.
Yes,
it's true.
And I feel that way with this company that we've made. Is like, I'm so excited. I'm bummed for when in 5 years when we have a bunch of projects that we're working on and everyone's kind of doing stuff where they're like, nah, it pays. And then you're like, like, I like the build part. Like,
it is.
We are in the build,
dude.
No, that's the funnest part.
Yes.
It is,
you guys are 21 episodes in,
Yeah.
and you don't even know what you're doing yet. That's the beauty of a podcast is you don't know what you're doing, and you don't know what you like, and you're figuring it out.
Yes.
And you have, like I said to Leanne when she started her podcast, I was like, I told her, I go, let it suck for like a year, and then let it get good. You guys already jumped out of the gate great. I mean, well, it's hard not to jump out of the gate when it's you guys. But if you guys already jumped out of the gate, great.
Thanks,
I can't
man.
wait to see like where do you what is like I know my goals. They're pretty simple. I want to do stand up. I want to do my podcast. I like to make some fun shit. Like, I don't need it to be perfect. I don't need it to be comedy. I like to make some fun shit.
Yeah.
And then I'd like to do more movies.
Yeah.
I enjoyed making a movie. Cool. But like what like we're like, we'll go around the horn. What is the goal with this podcast? Is this a forever thing? Is this do you guys want to, I mean, are you guys looking to sell sitcoms?
There's a lot of things in the works. We did a movie. We kind of started doing production stuff. Like, we had a deal with Lifetime. We made a bunch of Lifetime movies.
Yeah.
Building our way up as filmmakers.
Why, you know what? I always wondered why like FX or Spike didn't do that back in the day. Like, do what Lifetime did.
Yeah, I know.
But make them for like boys.
Dude, I would. They should have.
Badass
And Lifetime
action
movies,
movies.
Just like, and just over the top, like about a kid losing his virginity.
Totally,
just like
dude.
a bunch of like PG-13 Porkies.
That's
Right.
very right.
Wow,
That's
been
kind
so
of what we
smart.
did. We had a lot of fun,
smart.
and it fueled the fire and kind of financed a few other projects. And then we had a lot of success with a Christmas movie that we all did in 2021. We sold it to Amazon, and it was their #1 holiday movie on Amazon, which is crazy for a little engine that could.
Yeah.
We for all through November through January, we were above, Chris Pratt's big
movie he
action
did
movie that
yeah.
came out. We
Weird.
were
that
above
movie?
it. Tomorrowland or Tomorrow World or whatever.
Something
like
it
that.
was.
Tomorrow, World.
I don't even remember.
I
But it was a
like the
big
movie. I
Amazon
just
movie.
can't
It was a
remember
good movie. Anyway, our little micro budget Christmas movie beat it. So we have another one. The sequel, second installment, which we shot, is coming out December this year.
Yeah.
And then we have a third installment as well. That's going to be out.
Oh, wow.
Christmas
So,
2024.
honestly, dude,
so make movies. That's what we really want to do.
Like you, dude.
We love making movies.
We
man.
love this podcast.
The
We are
Tomorrow
here
War.
to
Tomorrow War.
Tomorrow, yeah. We are here to stay when it comes to that. We love it. We want it to build. We like talking to interesting people.
Yeah.
That's really what
Yeah.
it is. That's why we're here today. We just love talking to people like you
Yeah.
that have been through it, have gone through these things, are making their way. Dude, you're building a company. It's kind of like what we want to do.
We're doing that too. I love the podcast, to me personally. That's why I love Rogan, because it's not about anything. It's about everything.
Yeah.
That's
dude.
what I love. I don't, I get it. I get the rewatches. I get all these things. To me, you're pigeonholing yourself so much when you're like, we are a rewatcher. We are this.
Yeah.
We are that.
Yeah.
But when it's like a dinner table, right? Or it's
come over
it's
and
a
chat.
saloon, or it's just it's a living room, and you have people in and they're interesting, and you go off in these. You think it's going to be one thing, and the whole show takes a different twist, and you end up talking about something else, and you find out things, and people that are listening going, I just love this on because I feel like I'm at their dinner table.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of those great dinners with friends where we come out of it going, God, that conversation was great tonight. I don't know what the fuck we talked about, but it was just I enjoyed those 3 hours thoroughly.
That's the thing about Rogan.
That's it.
I remember one time. I mean, I'm just sharing a conversation I had with him. I don't know where it was in his podcast, but I remember one time we were talking, and he was like, I want to do a TV show on pool. Like, I want to do a thing on pool, maybe like a podcast on pool. And he goes, I don't know. Like, he's really into billiards. And so I was like,
get Paul Newman and Tom Cruise. It's The Color of Money. They've done.
And he was just like talking to me about it. And I was like, hey man. And I didn't know if I pointed this out to him and he was aware of it or not. But I go, Joe, man, I gotta be honest with you. I don't give a fuck whatever you're interested in, I'm interested in.
It's true.
I go, you're such an interesting person, and he's so interested in things.
Yeah.
I go, all you have to do is be interested, and all of a sudden I'm fucking interested.
So true, man.
And he was like, yeah, but you think people will be interested in billiards? I go, Joe, I listened to a guy tell me that AIDS wasn't real the other day for 3 hours with you. Like, I go, yeah, I think I'm like, you'll be shocked what I'll listen to.
Yeah.
You'll be shocked. I mean, I have listened. Joe has brought so many different, crazy, wild, and that's what's weird about, when he gets criticism of people that are just coming to the podcast now. I go, I've been listening to the podcast for 12 years.
I know.
You didn't even hear the wild ones.
I
like,
know.
There were some really crazy ones where even we were like, huh? He did a podcast with the guy, McAfee?
Yeah.
When he was on the run.
Wow.
He was on the run. He did a podcast with the guy on his cell phone.
Wow.
He was like running from the Nicaraguan police.
Yeah, I remember. I love that guy's documentary. Really.
Joe is just a fascinating person.
Wow.
But he's and you're right, just make that podcast be whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people can relate because he's not I love it, and this is the same cloth that we're cut from, and I feel you are too. That you're not coming from. There's no bent here. There's no angle. It's case by case basis.
I'm not smart enough to have a bent.
No,
I'm really not.
No, me either.
I wish I was. I wish I was more like Logan Paul and Andrew Schultz, who they go into a podcast and they know what their clip's gonna be before they do the podcast. And I'm like. I just don't. I'm not smart enough. I'm not that I'm not smart enough. It's not
genuine.
Well, no. If I'm angling at something,
it's like you
can catch me angling.
Exactly.
Me too.
With those
it's just
guys,
not genuine.
With
No,
those
they can
guys,
pull it
and
off,
those
but
guys
yeah.
will sometimes they're really good at clickbait clips.
They
where
are,
they're
dude.
like, dude,
Yeah,
the internet will be like is so much better at it than I ever could be. They're like, Mark Norman completely destroys Joe Rogan, and then it's Mark Norman going, "Hey, you had a rough set last night," and I'm like, "God damn it, they got me!"
Yeah,
it's not even the thing you want it to be.
Right?
Yeah,
I know.
And look what they did. Look what Logan and KSI did with their drink. They got attacked on stage. It was a PR stunt.
Yeah,
they didn't get attacked at all. They got thrown all this. They got one guy had a bloody eye, and they were like, "It's all PR stunt."
Logan Paul, for what it's worth, I have to say this: Logan Paul is the best out loud reader I've ever seen in my entire life. He is the best out loud reader. He blows me away, like, because you don't expect him to be a reader.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't expect him to read.
Like, no, but you don't expect.
No,
you
don't.
You look at Logan. Like, by the way, that would be a fun podcast. Get the Paul brothers on.
Great.
With the Lawrence
I know.
brothers.
Be great.
I know, dude. That's
Yeah.
cool.
I know. No, I would. There's a lot of people I'd like to talk to.
Logan's I haven't met Jake, but I think we've DM'd or something. But like, I'm Team Logan Paul.
I'm really
I like
hoping.
that kid
I'm
a
really
lot.
hoping that if we
man.
get
Me
that,
too.
that if we have
He's
the
a great
opportunity to
out-loud reader.
continue to do
Really?
this as for a long time, that we'll have a great opportunity. Honestly, like for about a year now, I've been I met Mark Wahlberg back in the day, and when he was with the Funky
Shout
Bunch.
out to Mark Wahlberg.
When he was with the
Yeah.
Funky Bunch, and we performed actually a couple times, and I had my records, and I was selling millions of records in the '90s, and I razz him a little bit, on social media about his 3 a.m. clubs and his 4 a.m. clubs, and everything is always out of breath, and he's always just I'm like, where is this guy running from? He does videos, he's completely sedentary. He's like, hey everybody, get it, all right? And he just pulls up his shirt. I'm like, what? He was praying, and all of a sudden I'm looking at his fucking abs. I'm like, You were just talking about your faith. That's right. God's the key. And I'm like, what does that have to? God's the key to what? The abs at 50 or what's going on? So I call him out and I was just mocking. I said, Mark Wahlberg has the 4 a.m. club. I got a 2 a.m. club. And what we accomplish at 2 a.m. fucking blows the 4 a.m. club. He never responds to me. Never. I know he responds to you. I'd love to work out with him too. I'd love to see what he's doing with Performance Inspired. I'd love to see how inspired I get. Because I like to think I'm in pretty good shape,
See, I don't know those people, so like I only come from like a place of going like, man, I need to get up earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, listen to me, Bert.
Someone told me,
Bert, you got to do it.
I'm such I'm such a moronic sponge that like the things that get stuck into me are like the dumbest things. Where like I saw red. I can't believe I saw on TikTok.
I was doing a little light reading.
I saw on TikTok.
Right after I put down War and Peace for the 3rd time, I decided to pick up another novel. Okay, go ahead.
If my glasses could talk, my reading glasses could talk, they go. The idea that I call them reading glasses is ridiculous. They're like, you mean TikTok glasses?
This complete moron. Hey, shut up. I'm not talking to you. He doesn't
my
read.
TikTok glasses.
My TikTok glasses.
That's great.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. People always ask me what I'm reading. I'm like, I read scripts.
My TikTok glasses, my eating glasses. I need them to eat now because I want to make sure I get the right bite.
Oh my God.
Is
this ratio of steak to peas look good to you? I can't hold on a minute. Yeah, it does. It looks perfect. All right, good. That's brilliant.
But
my TikTok glasses.
I saw somewhere on TikTok or on Instagram that like someone was like,
funny,
that if you're awake at 3:40, it's the optimal time for your body to be creative. And
Brilliant.
I was like, I've done that, but it's never going to the gym.
No.
I've been up at 3:40 is a pretty cool time to be partying.
Yeah.
Do you guys party at all? Do you drink? And I mean, your skin is fucking. Your skin is ridiculous.
Come on, man.
Your skin is ridiculous.
He doesn't. We do every now and then. He does a little more than me.
I mean,
still,
honestly, I'm not opposed to having a drink or two. I thrive off of work.
You realize that sentence I've never once said. I'm not opposed to having a drink or two. I've never been opposed.
I will, but I mean, to me, I just, man, I have so much responsibility, and so I have to choose wisely, when
so like if you were like, when was the last time you got drunk?
when was the last time I got drunk, guys? I don't know.
I don't remember the last time you got drunk, dude.
I think I got like a little tipsy a couple New Years ago, but I don't remember the last time I got like balls to the wall drunk.
Well, I mean, I'm curious if if I could plug my drinking, like what I had last night.
Yeah.
If at 1 o'clock in the morning when I called it, if I could plug you into that, you'd be like this. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Because I've never I'm when you go, I'm not opposed to having a drink or two.
Yeah.
I'm actually opposed to having a drink or two.
Right.
I don't understand the point.
Right.
Like I don't understand the point of a drink or two because I go, if I go, if I'm gonna get after it, I'm gonna get after it.
Right.
And if I'm gonna sleep, I'm gonna go to sleep.
It's true.
Like I'm really weird about that. Like I go.
Well, that's cool. I actually like that. Yeah.
I do appreciate
that. Makes sense.
Actually,
yeah,
that makes sense. I like a good Moscow Mule every now and then, a little tequila soda with a splash of lime.
I just think a drink or two, you might end up full throttle.
Right.
Because you don't drink that much.
Right.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cigars? You guys do cigars?
I love cigars.
Okay.
I'm a big cigar smoker.
Weed?
I've dabbled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Weed?
Yeah.
For real?
I don't.
No. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Look at this looking guy. Of course.
No, your skin is so fucking distracting.
It
is so good.
Gee whiz,
it is so good. Like it is so good.
I appreciate that.
I mean, I wish my skin as I get older is just falling apart. And I noticed.
Oh, man, you look great.
No.
Honestly, dude.
Have you noticed that? I'm noticing it too. You're starting to get that old crepey skin in places, man.
Oh.
What the fuck is that?
I'll catch it on my hands.
And my hands, I look down, I'll be like, those aren't my hands, those are my dad's hands.
Yeah.
They're not my hands.
Do you know something fucking insane right now? I have carpal tunnel syndrome in my thumb from this.
Swiping.
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
I'm using this thumb. I can't. My thumb is in so much pain. I've been soaking. I think I told you this already.
in the
cold. Soaking in the cold plunge.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they're saying
you could use a
years,
glass.
humans,
You don't need the whole cold plunge.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Small contraption.
Built this tub out here and I stick my hand in it every morning. That huge thing? All right.
I would love to do my cooking show with you guys, but I'd love to get a little buzz.
I'm in.
Let's do it.
You know what? I
All
will
right.
say
All
this.
right. All right.
Yeah,
He is
man.
Can you schedule it
he
on,
is a
on the next
blast
one we
when
He's
you get
actually
him buzzed.
really
Oh, yeah,
fun.
yeah.
He starts
Because
tapping
you guys
every
have-
time.
there-
You're going to get a tap dance routine. Johnny
I'll
Carson will
tap
be in your
dance for you.
kitchen.
I'll
One
tap
of the
dance
cool
for you.
things Rogan shared with us as podcasters was sharing each other with each other only benefits all of us.
Of course.
The
Right.
tide raises all
Love
the
it.
boats.
That's it, dude.
And I will tell you this, and I'm just saying that I'm gonna get a ton of texts from comics after this podcast airs who are gonna be like, "Yo, can you get me
Oh,
their number?"
fucking A.
Because you guys are really fun on a podcast.
Ah,
You're very
dude.
open. You're very fun. You're funny. You're like. Some people come on and they'll sit, and you can even just the way they sit, they'll just sit like this,
Oh,
Nice,
God.
nice.
and you'll be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, okay,"
All right.
but like it's hard to get like real fucking
Yeah.
like real people that just want to that are open and honest and have interesting shit to share. Buying tickets for your favorite event should not be stressful. GameTime is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, any theater near you. I'm doing with Tommy. We're using GameTime to go see Corey Henry. Me, Tom. I shouldn't tell everyone where we're going. I don't know when this airs, but fucking check them out too. They've got killer deals on last minute tickets and their best prices guaranteed. You can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll have. Get images of your seat before you buy, which is, by the way, so important. So you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. Buy tickets in a matter of seconds, 2 taps, and you're set. Tickets are sent directly to your phone, so you're not sitting there digging through your email in the line panicking. Wait, who has our tickets? Drake is at the Crypto.com Arena August 22nd, and Post Malone at Glen Helen Amphitheater on 8/19. We'll go to Corey Henry, and then we'll go see Post Malone. I would love to see Post Malone. Snag tickets without the stress with GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use code Bertcast for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code Bertcast for $20 off. GameTime. Download GameTime today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. We celebrate life's biggest moments with champagne, but everyday achievements deserve to be celebrated too. Whether it's closing out that to-do list, which, trust me when I say, is a big accomplishment, getting somewhere on time, which my wife can't seem to do ever, or just making it through another day. That's the reason to celebrate. So next time you accomplish something within your everyday, celebrate it with Miller High Life, the champagne of beers, because that's what living the high life is all about. Living the high life means you appreciate quality and timeless classics. You believe the best parts of life are not rare and hard to achieve. You celebrate achievements within your everyday with the champagne of beers, like people have done for generations. Back in the day, a dad would mow his lawn and celebrate that achievement. Put in new spark plugs in a car, change the struts. I don't know how to do any of those, but I did go for a bike ride. My achievement was that I filled those tires up with air, which I got to be dead honest with you, was a knuckle-breaking achievement. And I went for a nice long bike ride, and I came home. I put the bike up, and I sat in the garage. And I had a Miller High Life. It was in the garage fridge. I sat in the garage and I thought, I wonder how many Miller High Lifes have been enjoyed in this garage after subtle accomplishments. Welcome to the High Life. Go to MillerHighLife.com/Bert to find Miller High Life near you. Celebrate responsibly. 2023 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
We'll have some guests on, and the
That
first
are used to doing podcasts.
Used to doing
And we're
podcasts.
like,
Uh-oh,
but like not
giving
like
these
like fun
these
podcasts.
like sound bites that
They're
they've
just
been giving all.
No,
and
they're
you can
giving you
hear it.
sound bites.
Yeah.
It's almost like, when you do like the press tour. And by that
Yes.
third interview, you're like,
You're saying the
you
same
basically-
shit.
I answer all the
Yeah.
questions before
You
they
know?
ask it.
It's like,
I
wait a
literally
minute.
go, it's the greatest experience.
It
Nothing
was
funny happened
fun.
on set. I didn't get along with anybody. I'm not talking to anybody after the show. Thanks so much, everybody. It opens May 12th. They're like, wow, you answered every question we had. I'm like, yeah, because you got the same 4 fucking questions the other 12 people that I just spoke to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like they come on with their sound bites, and that's exactly what you get.
Oh.
And I hate it. I
It's
hate
When
it.
you're it's tough. The best time to do podcasts is when you have nothing to promote.
Yes.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's like I had to promote my movie and my special, and I just was like, and I was like, with comics, it's easy. With comics, because they don't give a fuck about your promotion.
Right.
Like Rogan will be like, oh, like even if you lean into promoting, he'll go with his eyes like, for real. and then you'll be like, you know, and then
That's
but
awesome.
he'll get you in and out of it.
Yeah.
But like you go to do press sometimes, and you're just
It's
like,
tough, dude.
you're like,
Oh, it's-
motherfucker.
I know. I
It's-
know.
I mean, it kills me, and then especially when like this is gonna sound horrible, but like I'm done doing podcasts with people who don't know who I am, because that's the fucking worst.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
When people
What?
don't know who I am,
Wait a minute.
they're
what?
like, sweet, you were the #1 party animal in the country, and then I'm like, oh fuck, this is
Oh my
this
God.
is like
Wait,
this
what?
is like
What,
sweet,
you
sweet.
just
Tell
Google
me.
You just Google. You just did the Google this morning.
I
huh?
did a radio interview one
Google
time,
this
and the
morning.
guy goes, so what can people expect if they come to your show? And I said, what do you mean? Like, say someone's never seen you and they come to your show tonight. I go, I'm performing in an arena, and they're like, he's like, huh? I said, very few people stumble into an arena. Very few people are walking by an arena and go, oh, I wonder what's playing in here tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, Maggie, let's just jump in here and see what this is.
When would play at SoFi?
Let's pay $500 a ticket to sit up front with something we've never seen before.
Oh my God.
So it's like, and I've found that like,
people stumble.
if you know who I am, I'm good. I'm pretty good. Like I don't mind telling the stories. Like but like I'm just you do a podcast and they'll be like, so Van Wilder, and you're like, that's the last thing I want to fucking talk about.
Oh my God.
It's the last thing I want to fucking talk about.
Oh.
As I say that, you're like, he's just talked about Blossom the whole fucking time.
Oh God, I know. Yeah. The origin of woe. He spent 30 minutes at the pod talking about.
Dude, it's hard not to fucking hear that and think of me and my buddies
So
just
fun.
laughing.
Well, now that's what I'll
hysterically on
have now.
edibles.
That
Yeah, dude.
story is
Brilliant.
just
We ate brownies. We sat. This is how stupid we were. We were in a Forerunner, and we decided we were going to drive from Tallahassee to Key West,
Oh,
and
cool.
we decided it would be most comfortable
In a Forerunner.
to fold all the seats forward and just sit crisscross applesauce for 8-10 hours.
Oh.
And we're like, that way we can lay down if we want to lay down. And then
Wow.
someone was like, hey, I made pop brownies. This is 20 years before we know about dosages.
Oh.
And what had happened is we had ground up this dude's weed in a coffee grinder, but we had left. We meant to just go zoom zoom, so it fluffed up.
right.
We went zzz and powdered it, turned it into
I've
a
done
powder.
this.
Yeah,
that little
You've
black
done
with a
this?
little clear
yeah,
top.
and we powdered it.
Yeah. You
And
guys did that?
Yeah,
It
we
was a
cooked
way
with it
of-
once.
way of-
Yeah.
You cooked with it?
A few times.
You
guys are
put it in like
amazing.
butter,
Butter,
and
Yeah,
and
then
you
you
make
butter.
the butter, and then the butter.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right.
And so we made pop brownies, and we got so fucked up,
Yeah, these things are strong.
and we could not stop laughing at the whoa, like whoa, like whoa. Like
Yeah.
we just were crying because my buddy's like, I'm fucking high, and my other buddy's like,
Yeah.
whoa, and then we were like fucking, and then that became our thing all through spring break. I was always
crazy.
said it's like
It's crazy, man.
it's crazy, but it permeates, and so like all of a sudden
Yeah.
it's the thing, and I hadn't thought about it until
Funny, isn't it?
I hadn't thought about it
It
until
is.
today.
I still get tagged because they use that in commercials and stuff. People say it or the word,
Yeah.
and I still get. It's crazy, man. It's so crazy.
Do your
that
kids have
word.
any concept for who you are or what you've done?
Not really. No, I mean they understand. People try to say like, listen, like like Justin Bieber, like that's what your dad was, and they don't really.
They
They're
can't
like,
wrap their
I
head
can't
around it.
fathom that, because all I am is a
I just can't
helicopter
see it.
parent. Yeah,
I
all
can't
am
see
is-
it.
can't.
Yeah, they can't.
Yeah.
No, all I am is a helicopter parent,
So
and
funny, dude.
I don't look like Timothy Chalamet, so I'm cut from a different cloth. So I was like, listen, I grew up. Here's the deal. Like, I get you like all these young guys, and they're good looking guys, but let me just show you. This is Tom Cruise, 1986, and they're like, wow. I'm like, you see that? When I thought of like a guy that I wanted to be like, that's the guy.
Tom Cruise gets it,
That
Yeah,
he just
dude.
gets it, bro.
dude. He
Yeah,
fucking-
dude.
he's worth every
Penny.
fucking
Yeah, dude,
penny.
He
I
is,
know.
dude.
Did you
I-
see the new Mission Impossible?
I haven't
Oh,
seen it. No,
dude,
Bro,
it's
it's fucking
so
epic,
good.
bro.
For real?
Dude,
It's
it's
so
insane. It's
epic, bro.
insane.
for real.
It's
It
insane.
does.
I think he's the only guy that truly
We shouldn't
knows
talk it up too
how
much,
to
'cause then
make
you're
a
gonna
great
see it and
movie.
be like,
Yeah,
this
no, I
fucking
hate
sucks.
when people do
But
that.
it's good.
You can't oversell me, Tom Cruise.
It's good,
Dude.
dude. He does
It's
it
I
good.
just
again,
think he's
man.
the only guy
Somehow.
that still understands how
You
to
know,
make
I
a
just keeps
blockbuster.
fucking doing it.
I run I can't really go into detail. I can't go into detail,
Okay.
but I had I had knowledge of how TC runs his business. I got knowledge of it, and I started streamlining the way TC does. But like just little things. Like he's not 1 second is left. Like my work ethic right now, I think people will acknowledge, all my friends, that I work pretty aggressively.
Yes.
We
do too. It's the only way to do it.
You have to in this industry.
With comics are pretty lazy, mostly. And so like this week, we produced this huge festival in the summer called Fully Loaded. It's 17 cities, 18 shows, 32 comics, like fucking 7 tour buses, 5 semis. I mean, it's legit. We closed at the Gorge. Are you familiar with
the Gorge?
The Gorge. The Gorge. We closed at the Gorge, 15,000.
Wow.
And so it's a legit huge fucking festival. Yeah. But it takes a lot of focus, it takes a lot of work, and I like to party, and I party at night. And I remember I was talking with a couple comics throughout the thing, and they're like, I'm just blown away at how much you're doing. Like you're not stopping. Like I'm taking some time to take a nap. I take a nap right before I go on stage, always. But like I'm getting up, I'm working out, I'm polar plunging, I'm taking meetings, I'm sitting and trying to organize stuff, and like and coming up with creative, selling, doing the marketing, and like collaborating with everyone that on our team. We have a great team. You met all the women down there that do this, but it's based off of. I had a pivotal moment in my career where I decided I could push harder or I could just slow down. Yeah. And I had some insight on how TC runs his business. That man, first of all, I think he sleeps 4 hours a night. He does. But he wakes up, and it is no second is wasted. Like to the point when he's getting out of the gym, they're on the phone. He's heading to the room, get his food ready. And like, as he walks in, hey, thank you, and eats, he is a fucking badass.
He's making a movie in space. That's his next venture.
Yeah. In
literally.
space.
I love it.
International Space Station.
He's literally
6
making a movie
weeks.
You know what he's done?
Space, dude.
And you got to understand, this is what I think you have to realize, is he is giving his life for us.
Yeah, 100%.
He is giving, he could very easily retire
oh my God.
and get blowjobs and eat chocolate for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he has had, in my opinion, the single greatest career of any actor ever. Yep. I do not know of a man or woman that for 40 years
has had #1 hit movies.
40 years.
Has had #1 movies. The guy has never had a spell. Like, even Harrison Ford, he had the 80s, right? I mean, this tremendous, which kind of crescendoed in the middle 90s, but he had Indy and Star Wars and a couple other little Air Force Ones and stuff. But everybody hits that thing where, you know, Travolta's been up and then down and up and then down. So, but nobody. Tom Cruise, just decade after decade after decade.
Even his off period, some of my favorite movies.
Of course. Yeah.
What's that one where he keeps going back and forth over the day?
The Edge of Tomorrow?
Live, Die, Repeat. Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat. But that wasn't an off move. That was a fucking badass.
By the way, the chick in that,
Emily Blunt,
apparently is the motherfucker. Apparently, Emily Blunt is the baddest bitch they ever made. They broke the fucking mold. She parties, she's funny, and she's an amazing actress.
Wow.
I'm telling you, when I meet John Krasinski, if I ever meet that dude, I'm going to go, what did you do?
What did you do?
I know,
because guys like you don't deserve chicks like that.
So
you're the dude from The Office. You're one of us. You're not one of them. You're a regular motherfucker.
So true,
like that, because that's why you love John Krasinski, is he's a regular motherfucker. He's a regular dude. I could hang with that guy, have a beer. And then, but they say Emily Blunt is the motherfucker.
That is so cool.
She seems like it, dude.
She never met. She just seems like
yeah.
She's badass. She's badass.
But TC,
he just never. It's handfuls and handfuls of fucking iconic movies. He's been doing Mission Impossible for 27 years.
What? Yeah.
And this one opened up
for real.
Yes,
27
96, bro, is when the first Mission Impossible came out with Brian De Palma.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. He was 33.
What?
Oh,
yes.
My goodness.
He was younger than you, bro. Yes.
Oh my God.
When he went like this, he said, Kittredge, you've never seen me very upset. That was fucking out. I always had long hair, right? I always had long hair. And everybody wanted me to keep it long. I hated it. When I saw that movie, I had just gotten done Boston. I said, I'm fucking cutting my hair. I'm doing the Mission Impossible. And I did. I cut it off and had the Ethan Hunt haircut.
Yeah, that's right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude. That movie was so. I just watched that movie.
Best Tom Cruise movie. Best Tom. Pull up all Tom Cruise movies.
Oh my God.
Okay,
no.
hang on. Okay, then let's do top 5.
Dude. Okay, all right.
Now hold on, I got to be honest with you. I just had
Wow.
Rob Lowe in here,
Okay.
and Rob Lowe, by the way, as beautiful as you, like he still looks fucking amazing.
No, Rob Lowe is
ridiculous.
Rob Lowe is actually a doll. I don't think he actually is human. He's an AI.
Yeah.
Rob Lowe
By the
still
way,
looks
do you
incredible.
You know his story? He moved out from Omaha or something with his brother. His brother's Chad Lowe is a great fucking actor.
Yeah, he is.
As the whole time I'm doing the interviews talking about his brother,
It's
and
so
I'm
funny.
like, yeah, whatever happened to your brother? And he was like, well, he did some movies, and I was like, huh? He's like, Chad Lowe. I go, oh fuck, your brother's Chad Lowe. And so, but they moved out, and he became friends with Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen, and they all fucking hung out with like them, and the whole Rat Pack they were really legit friends that all lived in Malibu.
Isn't that wild?
I mean, that's the fucking. I go, make that movie,
Dude,
I
look at The
know.
Outsiders, man. I mean, that
Okay,
movie,
first of all, American Made is a great.
Great
fucking
movie.
it
Great
is a
fucking
great
movie.
fucking
That's the
movie,
thing.
dude.
Great fucking movie.
There's like a whole bunch of Tom Cruise movies you don't even think of. that I
Okay, pull
know.
up the fucking whole list.
Oh
Dude,
my
Risky
God.
Business, bro. I mean, that
Risky
movie. Oh
Business.
my God.
What about
Risky Business.
honestly,
Firm.
Tropic Thunder?
The Firm.
That is in the top 5.
The Firm. The Firm.
The Firm. But wait,
That's
One of
scored
the
by, like,
only
that old-
books
Dude.
I ever read.
but
I know.
Named my dog Abigail after Abigail
No,
McTeer.
amazing.
I
There's
swear to
no
God.
way.
But-
I swear to God.
But
Dude,
Tropic
that was-
Thunder. Hold on, I gotta give a shout out to Tropic Thunder.
Oh
His
my God.
performance in
Performance
Tropic
in
Thunder
that,
was
yeah, dude.
Unbelievable.
ridiculous,
A Few
dude.
Good Men.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Days of
Come on.
Thunder.
Days of
Thunder.
Thunder.
Days of Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah. Robin's racing. I mean,
Yes.
there are lines that permeate for the rest of your fucking life.
Absolutely,
There's
dude.
nothing I can't do in a race car. That makes you different from me.
So good, man.
Cold. Cold
Cocktail.
trickle.
In Vanilla Sky,
Oh.
when they're in the car and he's breaking up with her,
Dude.
and she goes, "You came in my mouth."
Oh my
I
God.
know, it was like
dude.
the
Oh
realest
my-
thing
So true.
that you'd ever heard a chick say.
Dude.
So
I,
true.
I let you come in my mouth.
Dude,
You're like,
so true, dude.
Dude, Minority Report was amazing.
Oh,
I
my
mean, dude,
God.
it's just
Collateral.
Collateral.
Last Samurai was
so
good.
good,
Gosh,
dude.
Interview with a
dude,
Vampire.
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire.
Maguire.
By the way, did you see
I
Air?
love money.
Did you see Air?
Wait, Tom Cruise was not in Young Guns. Why is
No, he wasn't in
there?
Young Guns. Maybe
Was he?
they thought he was.
All the right moves.
Oh my
All
God,
right.
dude, that movie Cocktail, so
Tom
good with
Cruise
young
is
Elizabeth
not
Shue
in
in that
there.
movie. I mean, dude, it's just
Taps.
taps.
So
It's just
this is where my grandmother grew up. My mom grew up across the street from Valley Forge Military Academy, right next to St. David's
Wow.
in Philly.
really.
So yeah, they shot
Wow.
that, and my grandmother owned, I want to say it was like 40 acres or probably more next to Valley Forge, adjacent to St. David's.
Oh wow.
So that whole area, they turned it into a subdivision since, but that's where my mom grew up in Philly.
man.
And as a
Wow.
kid, I would go out there, and it was like, they had a Jeep you could drive. And I was too young, but they had so much land. It was just like
That's awesome. dude.
in fucking Philly. And
That's
they bought it in
crazy.
like the fucking 20s.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow,
man.
dude.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
we lived in Meadowbrook. We had a house that backed up against some woods, and it was just.
So, and it's all gone.
I know it's all gone now. They
Really?
they, they, they
All the
developed
forest.
it all.
I went to go look at it, right? Find the
Yeah.
old house, you know? I'm driving like, this can't be it. It was, you'd have to drive through forests before. And I'm an animal guy. Like,
Yeah.
I love nature, that was my home in those forests. Gone. All gone, dude. Strip malls.
Young Guns is a mistake. It's supposed to be The Outsiders.
The Outsiders.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah,
Andy.
He's in The Outsiders. He's not in Young Guns. Oh, there's The Outsiders underneath it.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Outsiders. That,
my God, I love that movie.
cast.
Oh my
that
God.
Cast
cast.
is incredible.
Unreal.
By the way, this is insane, but like, let's
the
do
right
another game. What are his worst movies?
Yeah, I mean that's
Wow.
that's
'Cause I
that's the
can't
thing. I
find
think he's
anything
had
I
like
don't like.
literally like 2 misses.
The
And
Mummy. I
The
didn't
Mummy.
like it.
Yeah,
I
The
didn't
Mummy.
like The Mummy.
No, I didn't like it. It was just
2017.
It was just too dark. It was just whatever.
The Mummy up there. Of the
It didn't allow him to be
27.
Cruise.
There it is. Yeah,
I
that
didn't
one.
like
Yeah.
that one.
I didn't
as
like
much.
it.
Yeah.
I didn't like Rock of
saw it,
Ages.
I don't remember it.
And I didn't like Rock of
I didn't
Ages.
like Rock
either.
of
It
Ages,
was okay.
really.
It
What was
wasn't
Rock
that
of
great.
Ages?
A musical.
It was all right.
He
It was
played
all
like
right.
some
It
rock
was all
star
right.
guy. I didn't
I didn't like it.
However, Night and Day
Wait,
with Cameron Diaz was
Valkyrie.
great.
I liked it. a
I
lot.
love Night and Day.
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie, dude, was
Valkyrie,
great.
dude.
Fucking great movie, Valkyrie.
Even Jack Reacher,
All right,
dude.
so okay, so
And Jack Reacher,
Yeah.
great.
so
I mean, he wasn't the best. Like, they needed a bigger guy for that role, but still,
by
he
the way,
played.
have you seen the TV show? Jack
He's
Reacher?
great.
He's
dude.
sick, dude. That
God.
dude
Isn't
is
he great?
I've only seen that show on TikTok. 'Cause-
Funny.
I know.
With
I've
my
al-
TikTok glasses.
but it's fucking
With my
it's
TikTok.
fucking
He's awesome.
Hold on.
It's good, dude.
It's great.
Yeah, it's a great show. He's good. Yeah.
Well, okay, so
Anyway, top
Mission
5 for
Impossible
me.
2. That's not a. I mean, that's not the best one.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
true.
So we're talking about bad.
Admittedly,
Tom Cruise
so
movies,
he
yeah.
said that John Woo just missed the boat.
He was the right idea,
Yeah.
but it just didn't.
No,
it didn't
no.
do it for me.
so what if Tom Cruise hears this?
yeah.
Someone, hey, if you're on his team, send him this, and
Yeah.
and then okay, now Tom Cruise is gonna now listen to this, and
Yes.
I'm saying we are each planning a guy's trip, a weekend
Fuck yeah.
for us and Tom Cruise.
Let's do
All
it,
right.
dude.
We're hey Tom, I'm gonna let you know we'll fly ourselves out.
We
Yes.
will.
We'll take
wherever
care of it.
you're at.
Yes, we
but
will.
This is what we want to do with you.
Yes.
Okay.
I like this.
So that he goes, hey man, it might be fun. I know those guys.
Yeah.
I know those guys.
It'd be
Yeah.
so much fun.
It would
I
be-
think
it
it's
actually-
So
we'd
what
actually
would
have a
you?
blast.
So what would you want to do with Tom Cruise? So let's forget about where is he on location at right now?
I'd like,
Space.
I think he's in space.
He's in
No,
space.
No,
so
no, he's
that's the
preparing
one place
for
we
space.
might not be able to fly ourselves to. Maybe.
What
Where
would
are
you
you?
want to do
Talk to
with him?
Branson.
Oh,
like,
man. I mean,
Elon.
I wouldn't mind going up in one of his jets. He's
Well,
Flying
okay.
in a jet.
I would
Cruise
like
is
to.
flying.
I'd like to drive a fast car with Tom Cruise.
That's what. Okay, that was my first thing.
Yeah.
F1.
Yeah.
We do one of those rally
Yes.
car races.
Yes.
Sick.
With Tom Cruise.
Oh my
That'd be
god.
so cool, dude.
I bet
Oh
he.
my
I bet
God.
he doesn't drink. God damn it.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't put anything.
He
in
doesn't,
his
but
body.
we can drink
Oh
for him.
yeah, that's right.
But
That's part of their thing.
that's okay.
We'll drink for
Fuck.
him.
We'll
Yeah.
drink for him.
Would you be willing to sit through a Scientology reading?
With Tom Cruise.
So here's the thing: we've
Like
actually,
if he goes, I want to. Okay.
We've
What-
actually-
this is what he says. I want to take you guys to my church.
No,
Oh.
yeah.
we've
Oh, by the way.
experienced it.
Oh,
We
for
have.
real?
Yeah.
Because John Travolta was a
Yeah.
family friend of ours who's also a Scientologist.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now my mom was like, okay, we experienced it, but that's as far as it goes, and we're not doing that again. So my mom was very upfront about that. So we've experienced it.
Yeah.
I'd let him do a reading. I'd
Yeah.
let him take me
Let
to
him.
the
Let him.
fucking-
I'd do it.
We go down to Clearwater.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's go
Why
to
not?
Clearwater.
MacDill Air Force Base is right
Do
there.
it.
Yeah,
We
man.
can go
He'll
flying
fly
in
us in one of his
jets.
jets.
Yeah.
Right in.
So we'll
I
take
would
the
do it.
fast car
Yes.
to the jet.
Yes.
Yeah. But here's the deal. We got to make a pact that, like, if I start, because I'm the one that's going to get sold out. I'm the one that's like, guys, it makes a lot of sense.
No, guys. Hey, listen, man. There's always a sacrifice.
Next
You
time we
guys,
see
you guys are like, Bert, we had a great weekend. Tom, he's all yours.
Oh my god. Perfect.
Tell us who you want next, Tom.
What a great project he's gonna be. No. Don't worry. We'll run the Gorge show next year. It'll be fine. You'll be great. Don't worry about
Next
it.
shot, the door closes on Bert.
Yeah, exactly.
He comes out 2 months later.
He's a different person.
Hey, guys. I'm just here to service others.
Not a funny bone in his body. No funny.
No funny.
Nothing. Oh my god, that would be the greatest thing ever. But that would be something. That would be
Certain
a fucking
high-pitched
amazing
noises.
moment. So check it out.
We come
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
That would be an
there's-
amazing
yeah,
moment.
That I would sit through they do like handlebars. and
Something.
stuff.
You
they
hold
put
these
something in
And
your
you
cans
head.
guys do the
something.
thing, and I'd sit through it.
You ever
For
see
Tom Cruise, I
Bowfinger?
would.
They made fun of
Yeah.
it by calling it
Yeah.
Mindhead.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Mindhead. Yeah, Mindhead. Oh my god, Steve Martin shredded that. Oh god, was he funny in that?
So fun. Bowfinger was a good movie.
It was a great movie.
Yeah,
Fucking great
I
movie.
could. Yeah, Bowfinger.
Oh my God,
my
dude.
god, that was so
I've been
funny.
What's like of your and your
We've got a go picture. This whole bullshit.
what was the movie you could watch? You could turn on and watch. Like say like for us, for me, Caddyshack, Fletch,
Okay.
Tommy Boy.
Yeah,
Tommy
I
Boy.
could
Dude,
just watch
all right, for me-
over and over and over.
For
again.
me, it is Three Amigos, Spies Like Us, Weekend at Bernie's. I could literally watch him
Three
while I go to sleep.
Amigos.
Dude,
Three
Three
Amigos.
Amigos. It's a mail plane. How do you tell? Oh, look, it's got little balls. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? I mean,
Take the
that,
Amigos clothes.
yeah. Are you the singing? Hey, you guys. They pan out. He's 2 feet. I mean, it's just, dude. What about? La, 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 la. Are you the singing bush? Blah, blah, blah. What the hell's wrong
And
with
they
this thing? I'm trying to ask him a question. Are you the singing?
They shoot the invisible swordsman.
Shoot the.
That fucking movie
Dude.
is
Oh my
so
God.
great.
So
good,
dude.
dude.
I could throw
Well,
Beverly
go
Hills
down.
Cop in there.
Burn the village.
Oh,
Beverly
my
Hills Cop
God.
2 in particular. I freaking
Beverly
love
Hills
that
Cop.
movie.
Oh,
Whenever
my
it's on, I'm
God.
just
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun,
Oh,
dun,
so
dun,
good.
dun, dun, dun. I'm in.
Oh,
you
my
know?
God.
Love that
I
movie.
just got thrown out of a fucking window.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so
So
good.
good.
Trading Spaces.
Dude, oh my
Yeah.
God,
Anyone?
Trading Places.
Trading Places,
Trading
yeah.
Places. Sorry, when I say
I
Spaces.
was just talking
Trading
the other
Places
day
is
about
brilliant.
Jamie Lee Curtis's
Oh.
rack in that.
Oh my God.
my gosh.
When they pick up
Louis.
Eddie Murphy, I got legs.
Come on, Louis. Oh my God, when
So
she's there and she's
great.
taking off her things and pulls off her wig, and he's like, Dan
yeah.
Aykroyd.
Yeah.
I mean, what a scene.
Coming to America was amazing.
Oh, I love Coming to
Yeah.
America. Oh, my God.
Man.
That was
Fuck you, yes.
Yeah,
Fuck
yes.
you, too.
To be loved.
Oh, God.
To be loved. What a feeling. Shut the fuck up. Yes. Yes. Fuck you, too. Oh, my God. It's so good. He kicked Joe Lewis's ass. Joe Lewis, 176 years old.
Yeah, it is so great.
Rocky Marciano. Oh, my God.
Dumb
that
and
barbershop-
Dumber is the one that I could watch.
Dumb
Dumb and Dumber. When
Most
when
annoying
Harlan
sound ever.
Williams pulls
Oh
up
my
to the
God.
van and goes, pull over.
It's a
and he
cardigan. Thanks for asking. Dude.
Unbelievable.
My
There are
God.
lines like that in
my
movies.
God.
What was the?
Oh,
So
what
you're
was-
saying I have a chance? I mean, that whole thing. What would be the chance? 1 in a million.
You're saying I got a chance.
What is the
They
thing
still
he
repeat
says
that
at
today.
dinner with at lunch with Seabass? Someone just said that to
Oh,
me
yeah.
the other day.
Kick his ass, Seabass, with the salt when he
Yeah.
throws
Oh,
his
what about? Oh, what about? What's the soup du jour? The soup of the day.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds
Sounds
good.
good.
That sounds
I'll
great.
have
I'll
that.
have that.
Oh my God. The soup du jour. Oh
When-
my God.
When he's walking out of the bar and he sees this article is about the moon landing. And
Oh
he
God.
goes, we landed on the moon.
Dude, it was genius. bro.
Those
I was
movies,
robbed by an
those
old lady
movies.
and I didn't even see it coming.
Oh my God.
Our birds' heads are falling off.
Oh my God.
Heads are falling off.
I said to Leanne the other day we were in Alabama and we went to Walmart and we spent like a lot of money at Walmart and I go we shop like Dumb and Dumber.
Right. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here you go. $275,000 for an exotic sports car. You may want to hold on to that.
I don't
The
know.
IOU?
Yeah, IOU.
Hold on.
He replaced all the cash.
Where's all the cash? Yeah. Well, it's right here. No, it's not. Well, that's an IOU. 250,000. Might want to hold on to that.
I love it.
Might want to hold on to that one.
Oh,
Come on. You just
Come
showed me that
on.
clip from Ace Ventura.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Finkel is Einhorn.
Oh, I saw this.
oh, that's the
Oh
funniest.
my God,
the
dude.
funniest.
Oh my
So,
God.
so dude,
Come on.
The funniest clip that had never aged well.
Mm-mm.
Dude,
I
it
know.
aged so poorly.
bad.
Yeah.
Dan Marino's in it.
I know.
Dan Marino is
my God.
gagging
Yeah.
at a transgender person.
I mean-
The whole team, the whole woke, the whole fucking, the
It's
whole
unreal.
security
It does
squad.
not-
Yeah,
it
all
does
the
not
cops
stand up.
throw up.
so fucking.
Oh my God.
I saw a meme
Finkel
going
is
around. I
Einhorn.
didn't create
Einhorn
this
is
meme,
Finkel.
but this
Oh,
meme made me
God.
laugh. The meme is
When he
this
likes-
is what dating will be like in 2030 for a straight male.
Oh my God.
When he
meme
lights his
is-
clothes and he's in the shower crying naked.
He's plunging his mouth. Remember, he's like,
It's so awful.
I mean, what a montage.
Oh
It
my
did not
God.
age well. You're right, but I
It
mean,
didn't
wow.
age well,
No,
but-
not at
well, you know,
all.
the whole movie doesn't age right
No.
for the woke generation.
No,
so
no,
when
no,
my
no,
daughters
no.
were. My daughters were probably, it was in the pandemic, so they were in high school, and then right when they're starting to like things are turning and changing,
Mhm.
I put in Ace Ventura,
Oh God.
and my daughter Georgia goes, or no, Isla goes, is he special needs? And I
oh
went,
my God. Oh my God. Oh
and
my
I
God.
went, what? She goes, is he like special needs?
Oh my God.
Does he have like
hilarious.
Oh my God.
an agenda or whatever? Like not agenda. What is it? Whatever? When you're a special needs kid, you get.
On the spectrum.
No,
somewhere.
yeah. Is he on the spectrum, Dad? And I was like,
wow.
I was like,
Oh
no,
my God.
no. And they're like, well, he's acting like it. And I go, oh, yeah, I guess this just isn't for you guys.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck. I go, well, I guess I'm not showing you the water boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Bobby
Bobby Jenny.
Boothie.
Bobby
Oh my
Boothie.
God. Bobby Boothie. Oh, Bobby. I mean, but here's
Billy
the deal.
Madison was another one that
Oh,
I
my
Billy
God.
Madison.
laughed.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
I'm a huge Chris Farley.
Shampoo is better. No conditioner
No,
is
no,
better.
the-
Where's my snack pack? I mean, come on. This
That
is like.
Veronica Mars.
Oh my God.
I know from experience. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. But I have a friend who did. Let me tell you. Woo-wee. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. But you can imagine if I did, though, right? Back on the box.
Yeah, he's so
great.
Chris Farley,
There's a-
dude.
There's a
Oh, my
podcast you guys should
God.
listen
Oh,
to.
I did a show with Chris
There's-
Farley.
Really?
One of my first sitcoms was Tom Arnold, Chris Farley,
Farley.
Andy Dick.
The Tom Arnold show?
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah. I have to say Andy Dick is probably one of the funniest human beings
Dude.
alive.
Yes.
His
You can-
on news
Bro.
radio.
Oh my God.
Dude, but even Phil Hartman, all these guys.
Oh,
I mean,
Phil.
you think about. Here's the deal. We can. Yes, you're
Phil
right.
Hartman,
These
man.
movies maybe have not, aged well. Especially
Greedy.
coming from that.
Joe
but,
Rogan was an Italian GOAT. Like when you look at him from News Radio, that is the Joey Tribbiani, the fucking
man.
it's the Italian
Interesting,
trope,
man.
I guess.
Yeah, but listen, to me, what I
You ever been
like,
out to
I appreciate. I mean, I appreciate. Look, us every generation getting more aware and more sensitive to things. I appreciate that. I really do. At the same time, we cannot lose the ability to laugh at ourselves. Because if you lose the ability to laugh at yourself, we're fucking dead.
Well, don't worry.
The thing.
Comedians are holding that flag.
Yes, yes.
We're in the trenches on that one.
Yeah,
I know.
You guys are on the trenches.
Me not as much as my buddies. I mean, like I mean, I don't take. I mean, I do what I do. You know, I do what I do, and so like as I've gotten older, the things I do are a little more in a scope, and I know what I'm good at, and I know what I'm not good at, and I being as edgy as I used to when I was younger is not. It never paid off the way other things paid off for me. So I just leaned into what paid off. I got buddies. I got all my friends, and myself included on a podcast. I'll say whatever the fuck I want. I've said wild shit. You can find a list of it online.
Yeah.
But like comics, man, they're fucking, they do not give a fuck.
They're warriors.
Well, I'm actually
man.
thankful because let me tell you something. I mean, there would be no. I feel like in this generation, with as many young people coming up as they get scared, like there would be no Carlin, there'd be no Richard Pryor, there'd be no Eddie Murphy. These guys made a living at stereotyping comedy, highlighting the differences, making fun of it because it's true, and everybody was able to laugh at themselves. You know, I always say like the horrible drunk white guy dancing at the wedding. Yeah. I mean, that is a stereotype that is 100% real. Yeah. We've all laughed at it. We all know people.
I didn't even know that I did the lip bite. Like,
oh yeah, buddy.
With the one leg, this weird fucking leg that just comes up,
pointing and
hand pointing, right? Like you, man. Like, why are you pointing at me? What did I do? Yeah. Just part of my dancing. No, but I mean, I feel like we have to be able to laugh at ourselves, man. Yeah. Good and bad. We got to be able to laugh at ourselves. Otherwise, we're going to lose this whole human experience, you know? In our oversensitized world, we lose the human experience a lot of the time. That's my one thing. Although
it's a fear I have.
As well as I appreciate the awareness, because that's important. Yeah. Well, but we lose the ability for the human experience, and that to me is important.
If you can pay,
I love to laugh.
If you can pay a little mind on making sure, and it's that's why it's a little bit of an art, making sure that you're not just beating the fuck out of someone.
Sure.
Like just trying to hurt someone.
Yeah, and we all know when it goes too far.
Yeah, you can tell. I can tell the difference.
Me too.
I can tell the difference. My daughters are fairly woke, and they go on this tour with us, and they see someone like Shane Gillis, good friend of mine, and they fucking Big J Okerson. They love Big J is like their favorite guy in the world from Philly. Shane Gillis is from Philly too.
Really?
Yeah, they're both Philly guys, and they're fucking
man.
And they definitely toe the line. Yeah. And you can see my daughters. Shane had I'm not going to do his material because it's in his new special. It's coming out on Netflix. But he told one joke, and Georgia goes like put her hand to her mouth and looked at me and goes, "Can I laugh at it?" And I go, "Yeah, baby. It's a natural instinct. That energy you just gave, that's you laughing. You're trying to stop it. Let it happen." Yeah. I go, "It doesn't mean you hate who he's talking about. It just means that you get that there is some irony or some fucking verbal play there. Like you get what he's trying to do. That's you get it. That's how comedy works.
It's music, it's verbal play, and it is irony. And those three things, that brings you to a culmination of a laugh. It doesn't mean that you necessarily even agree or that you're even making a actual statement. Yeah. You're highlighting irony. That doesn't mean you're actually taking an opinion on it.
No.
Right? Or projecting an ideology onto it. You're just highlighting an irony to it, which if you look at it just as irony, is funny. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's very fun. Sure. Scam Likely's calling me. I'm just going to take this real quick. Hello?
I had a Scam Likely.
What's Scam Likely?
Why do they even, can't they just block those?
Exactly.
No, dude.
Yeah,
highlighting likely a scam, then just lose my number.
Yeah, why don't you just,
There's a podcast you guys have to listen to. Okay. It's called Confused Breakfast. It's really...
Okay.
It's a great podcast. I had those guys on my podcast. I've been on their podcast.
Okay.
But they're a really great podcast. They're out of
if you ever want to come on our podcast,
will you come on our podcast?
Done.
Always do the Bertcast pod. Always.
We'd be honored to have you.
Oh, we'd be so honored.
I'm gonna set it up so that you guys, we can do something that's burning, and I can do your podcast. I'm a better guest than I am host.
Let's do it.
You'd be shocked.
Great.
You're a damn good host, so I can only wait to see you as a guest.
I'm not a good host.
You are.
No, you were
fantastic.
No, dude, I don't care about that. You know why you're a good host? Because we're just talking.
Yes.
That's it, man.
And it feels like a good
Carson
conversation.
was a good host? Because you never felt like he was interviewing anybody. The reason why late night, in my opinion, today look, I'll just say it. It's not what it once was. I don't care how good the guys are. They're not as good as the guys before them.
No one today is ever going to claim.
No one.
Like even Jimmy's. I guess I can say Jimmy, and no one knows who I'm talking about. Jimmy's the best.
Yeah. It's great.
Anyone would say they're no Carson.
No.
I mean, they're no Carson.
No.
Carson was, even now they say the same thing about Letterman. I did Letterman once.
Yeah.
Letterman,
And
dude.
Letterman was
Oh, my
fucking
God.
Fire. Well, Carson was his guy.
Yeah.
Letterman looked like he tried to idolize Carson. He even he didn't say hello to anybody when he first came on because Carson didn't say hello to his guests.
Letterman, when I did Letterman, it was like you could tell he had his questions and he just threw them away.
Of course.
And was like,
So
fucking.
Can you remember
so
halfway
cool.
through he would sometimes he would
just
rip
rip
them
'em
up
up.
and throw them, and then
Yeah.
when it hit the backboard, they did the glass shatter.
Yeah.
He did that with the top 10 list, but sometimes
I
during his
remember,
questions, he'd be
yeah.
like, and so it's just these are the worst things ever. And then they do the
Yeah.
sound effect of the glass cracking. I mean,
cool.
I love when they came after Letterman to be like, he was mean to Paris Hilton. You're like, no, everyone was.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know.
Are you being fucking serious?
know
You forget
everyone.
how brutal the world. And I can say that because I was in the weirdest way, I was a Paris Hilton fan because I came from Florida, and the idea that there were two sisters who were heiresses to the Hilton
Right.
fortune was
Great.
so crazy. It was almost like royalty to me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it
So I
was.
didn't understand it. I remember being like I moved to New York, and they had just moving to LA, and like people were talking about the Hilton sisters,
Right.
and like parties that they'd throw in the and I just thought it was fascinating. So I never really shit on her. By the way, hardcore truth. She and I locked eyes like probably a month ago, 2 months ago.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
She game recognizes game.
I
I was with my wife, and I will tell you this, Paris, if you hear this, she was going out to DJ, and I was on the dance floor. Granted, I was shirtless and pretty drunk, so she might have just been looking, going, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh my
But
God.
she
It was like
definitely,
a typhoon. From
Wait a
the
minute, you were
distance. You're like,
shirtless.
yeah,
Wait
yeah.
a minute. Wow.
She was like this. She was like that, and I looked at her, and I went like this, and she went, and just kept walking.
Mm.
But yeah, I was
was a moment.
like, that's interesting. The first time she ever sees me,
It's a moment.
can't take her eyes off me.
Can't take her eyes off of me.
Check.
Um,
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's right.
I'd love to have you guys back on Something's Burning. I'd
Dude,
love
let's
to
do
your
it.
podcast.
Seriously,
Let's
no,
do it.
no
And-
bullshit.
And,
Yeah, no
and
bullshit.
also, I would love if you're interested. What we do is like when usually when comics come out to promote, like my buddy Mark Norman's got a special on Netflix. It's coming out. Shane Gillis will have a special. These are all really great comics that I think you'd fucking love.
Please.
So I'd love to send my friends, like my comics buddies, to you guys.
Please. Love it,
dude.
because your
That'd be amazing.
demographic
Please.
is your demographic is the coveted demographic for comedy fans.
Dude,
Love
please.
that.
Please.
Dude,
We
that
love
would
that.
be
No
huge.
bullshit.
We would-
There's no bullshit ever with us.
Yeah.
Like, we're down.
Yeah,
100%.
done.
And we'll do your cooking show, and you come on our pod.
Yep.
Like, it's done.
I
That's
love
it.
it.
All of it.
Okay?
I love it.
And we'll get our numbers, and
And
we'll
then-
text, because that's
yeah.
the best way to do it. The email shit is...
we'll boys trip for TC. That'll be our chat.
Yes!
friends.
Yes!
Boys trip for
Dude,
TC.
well, honestly though, we got to campaign hard for TC.
We are gonna
Hangout.
do
I
that.
know,
Like,
dude. I'm serious.
There's
dude.
no reason why you shouldn't do that.
He should
He's-
do that.
I mean, he's doing TikTok videos with Christopher McQuarrie eating popcorn.
Is he
Have
really?
you? Yes, he is.
Yes.
For the new Mission Pop, he's like, I love movies. Did you see that one? And I love popcorn. And he's
Yeah.
sitting in some weird dressing room
Yeah,
somewhere, and Christopher
yeah.
McQuarrie's there,
Yeah.
and it's a TikTok thing.
Yeah.
So they're
I
like,
know.
TC man, you got to
I
get,
love
you
him.
got to
We
get
gotta
with
get
it.
him. We gotta get him. We gotta do
How
this,
viral would
guys.
it go if we all went to Clearwater and then
Dude,
he transitioned
oh
me?
My God,
Well, that would be.
dude,
Maybe it's not the press he's looking
that
for.
would be the greatest.
Maybe not.
Dude, seeing Bert go
And
in
then
there.
somehow they
God.
kick you out.
Oh my
Somehow
God,
you're like
right.
somehow.
Oh my God. Oh my
How
God.
fun would it be? How
We
fun
can't
would it
have him.
be?
He's too intense. He's too much for us.
Yeah.
Send him back out in the world.
Those cans never rejected anyone.
He kept calling us scientists.
Oh my God, scientists! You guys,
Sociologists.
I love scientists and sociologists. We're Scientologists, dude.
How great would it be to work the door at the Church of Scientology,
Oh
and
my
anytime
God.
someone new walked in, just lock it behind them? And be like, just kidding. Just
Oh
kidding.
my God! Oh my God! What?
Click.
It's a joke. It's a joke. We'll open it up.
We're kidding. We're kidding.
Are we?
Unless I'm
Yeah.
not.
Right, exactly,
exactly.
right. We're kidding.
kidding.
Are we?
Oh, motherfucker.
That would be great, dude. We're doing it. All right,
Done.
Yeah,
boys
yeah.
trip for TC.
Really, this was
That sounds
awesome.
cool.
Hey, real quick,
Yeah.
the podcast is the
Brotherly
Brotherly
Love
Love
Pod.
Yep.
Yeah, you can watch it everywhere, anywhere you watch. We have a YouTube channel, Brotherly Love Pod. You can watch it there. You can listen to it on iTunes and Spotify, and
all that good
honestly,
stuff.
man, we're so blessed because, dude, it's like even to be here with you, like,
and
for you to be aware of our pod is bizarre, bro.
But when it came up in my feed, I was like, oh, fucking cool,
dude. It's
that blows us away.
It does, dude. I mean,
I will tell you, it is a cool place to be in a career where dudes you saw your whole life, you get to go, hey man, I would love to podcast with you and talk to you,
dude.
It's like I never thought.
It's a cool place in our career to have somebody.
You
say
that you're fucking watching me.
You've seen us
sick
for all these years. Then they're like, hey, Bert wants to have you. We're like, fuck yes.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Dude.
It was
a big. It really was a big. Like, fuck yes, when we saw that email.
No, swear to God.
Yeah, it's like it's paying off a little bit.
I mean it. So like that was a barometer of like, holy shit, people are really watching this thing. You know?
Wait, are you guys Eagle fans?
Yes.
Dude.
Yes.
I'm planning a big Eagles-Bucks Monday Night Football in Tampa. Monday Night Football in Tampa.
Dude,
I'm hitting up the Bucks. I'm trying to get a box.
Dude, oh my God,
and then
dude,
just
we are there.
bring out a group of guys.
We are there.
Yeah,
dude.
But right now it's all Eagles fans. I can't get any Bucks fans.
Well, that's because, it's like, because they Brady, and I don't know what the Bucks are going to be. I mean, I don't know.
Well, they got Baker Mayfield.
I know.
Who,
by the way,
is great.
I'm rooting for him, man.
Me too.
I fucking love that
They
guy.
tried to neuter the guy.
I mean,
and I fucking love him. They just went back to the creamsicles, so they got the old school jerseys.
Cool.
I know, which I love.
Dude.
I love those jerseys, dude.
Those are the fucking best.
I love those jerseys.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get a big fucking
Let's do
celebrity contingent.
Dude.
So what I want to do is I want to throw like, because I grew up in Tampa, I want to throw like celebrity parties in the box. So like to bring some fucking people down to Tampa.
We are there.
Done.
Right?
We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out.
All right,
We'll figure it out,
podcast,
guys.
Thanks so much,
Awesome.
Vic. I appreciate it. All right.